say we just go with it.
All right. Testing now.
You ready?
Yep.
Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. About what? 10 minutes from our pregame show.
Well, yes, we are indeed ready for our pregame show. Thanks, Joe.
Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. About 10 minutes from the pregame show.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We like to test all day. Testing all day. Okay, I guess we're good. Thank you. Just when you're ready, just. Ten. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Bristol Blues Baseball on the Beat, the Bristol Blues Broadcast Network. As the Bristol Blues will finish their 3-game homestand as they take on the Worcester Bravehearts here at historic Muzzy Field. Hello again, everyone. My name is Rick Finaro, joined alongside my good buddy, as always, Mr. Mark Ferraro. And Mark,
We're back again.
Back again, and the Blues look to extend their home winning streak to 9 in a row. They have been red hot here at Muzzy Field.
Oh, they have, including another comeback victory yesterday afternoon against the Sharks, 7-5, and they're facing a very familiar team in the Bravehearts. And the Blues have won 5 straight games against them. This is their 7th meeting on the season.
They have really dominated the Bravehearts all year, so it's a good team for them to face here tonight to try to extend their winning streak at home to 9 in a row, and a very important division matchup because right now the Blues at the end of tonight could be tied for first place.
That's right. Second place right now with 34 points. We'll definitely keep a close eye on that Worcester Dirt Dogs game against the Navigators later.
So it's going to be an interesting rest of the way. After this, we only have 10 home games left, and the Blues, who have played so well here, will try to make this one count as we head toward the home stretch of the home schedule.
You said it perfectly. 13-4 overall here at Muzzy Field. So we'll see tonight with a pitching matchup between Malachi Edmond going for the Blues, opposing the Bravehearts pitcher Justin Willis.
So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, on the other side of that break, it's going to be Bristol Blues baseball against the Worcester Bravehearts here on the Beat, the Bristol Blues Broadcast Network.
Do you have questions about your retirement? Ameriprise Private Wealth Advisor Christopher Fry can help. With the exclusive Confident Retirement approach, you'll work together to develop a retirement roadmap to get you where you want to go. Call Christopher today at 860-621-5657. His office is located at 100 Queen Street in Southington. The Confident Retirement approach is not a guarantee of future financial results. Investment advisory products and services are made available through Ameriprise Financial Services, Inc., a registered investment advisor. Go to bristolbeat.com ads directory keyword retirement.
The CV Mason Insurance Agency is a local, family-owned, independent insurance agency whose goal is to provide you with the best possible coverage at the best possible price. Their fully licensed staff will provide you the customer service you deserve. CV Mason, 254 Main Street, Bristol, insuring families and businesses since 1883. So rest assured, they aren't going anywhere. 860-583-4127. Online at CVMasonInsurance.com. CV Mason, there when you need them.
Welcome back to the Beat, the Bristol Blues Broadcast Network, to the just about to start here at Muzzy Field as the national anthem just about to finish up.
Whitney
Houston with her stirring rendition that she did in the early 90s during the Super Bowl. And as she hits that last note, the fans, some of them being first responders.
That's right.
Who certainly appreciate this song a little more because First Responders Night here at Muzzy Field, where first responders got in free. So there's still time for everyone to head out here to Muzzy. And we will start with the Bravehearts starting lineup that will go against the Blues right-hander Malachi Edmond.
Leading off for the Bravehearts tonight, playing center field, is Trevor Johnson. Hitting second, Kevin Duty in left field. Hitting third, the first baseman, Craig Kosinski. Hitting fourth in the cleanup spot, third baseman, John Friday. DHing tonight, batting fifth, Joseph Keiko. Hitting sixth in left field, Pat DeMarco. Hitting seventh, the shortstop, Rafael Bornagao. Hitting eighth, the catcher, Nick Berry. And hitting ninth, Mariano Ricciardi, the second baseman, and pitching for the Bravehearts tonight, number 27, Justin Willis, who we saw back here pitch on July 3rd.
That was only his second start of the season. This will be his third start, so 2/3 of his starts this year will come against the Blues at Muzzy Field, and that start on July 3rd only went 2 2/3. We'll get into that later. Mark will detail that. We detailed a little bit in his last start here, the long road to recovery he had to even pitch in the FCBL this summer, but we'll get into that later. Blues finishing their warm-ups on the third base side. When they take the field, they will line up like this defensively. In left field, Mitch Gilmet gets the start out there. Chris Davis not in the lineup today. Nick Roy will replace him in center field. Ben Maycock gets the start at right. Jason Gonzalez is at third. Garrett Blaylock at short. At second base is Mark Tomosa. At first base, Mitch Williams. Jeff Schoenfeld gets the start behind the plate. And as we mentioned on the mound for the Blues tonight, Malachi Edmond.
And for the Bravehearts yesterday, they lost in a fashion of the home run derby against the Pittsfield Suns 3-2. In the home run derby, they sent Joseph Keiko and Greg Kosinski. In the home run derby, Keiko hit 3, Greg Kosinski hit 0. But for the Suns, they decided to go with Andre Moreno, who had 4 home runs, which gave the Suns the victory.
Just waiting on the lights to turn on here at Muzzy Field. They weren't on before. It's kind of overcast tonight. It was beautiful all day today.
It was.
The sun was beating down, and it was quite warm down on the field. We were on the field earlier. And then right around, I would say almost at 6 o'clock, the clouds started rolling in, and there's some dark clouds. But we're not expecting any heavy rain, at least through the expected time it will be take to complete this game. But we'll get to see the field in the early part of the game, which is kind of rare.
That's right. Usually it's always about 45 minutes before we can really see the field, but no sun right now as the Blues take the field and Malachi Edmond on the mound for the Blues. But yeah, in yesterday's game, winning pitcher Anthony Marone, first in the league now with 5 victories, and our boy Tommy Curtin 9 saves, which leads the league. And we learned from Ronnie Palmer before the game that Curtin will not be available tonight for the Blues in their bullpen.
The starter for the Blues, as we mentioned, Malachi Edmond, the native of Coventry, Connecticut. He's 0-1 on the season, 6.28 earned run average, 5 games, all starts. 24 and a third inning, strikeout pitcher, has 24 strikeouts, 9 walks but 36 hits allowed. Last pitch July 2nd on the road against the Silver Knights. Went 5 innings in that game, allowed 5 earned runs on a whopping 11 hits. Did not walk a batter and struck out 5. This will be his second start of the season against the Bravehearts. The first time he pitched against them was on June 2nd on the road. Went 4 innings in that game, allowed 3 runs, 2 earned, 5 hits, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts.
And because Malachi Edmonds on the mound, that means one thing. I had to break out the Albertus Magnus Polo.
You did, and he sought you out before the game.
He did. He appreciated it.
I think he did. I think we're in for a good start for him because you wore that Albertus jersey polo tonight.
That's right. Every 5th day he pitches, I make sure I wear it.
Even when he pitches on the road and we're not here?
Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah. We'll start that up now. Even on the road.
He knows that you're thinking of him.
That's right.
So Edmond finishes his warm-up tosses. The Blues infield finishes their warm-ups. And due up to start the game, it'll be Trevor Johnson, the center fielder for the Bravehearts. The Bravehearts have been here at Muzzy Field so much, I feel like we're the Bravehearts broadcasters at this point. And Trevor Johnson hitting .301 on the season, 28 hits and 93 at-bats, 1 home run. And he has driven home 15. Native of Rye, New York, who goes to Dartmouth, about to step in the right-hander batter's box.
And that's what we'll see tonight, too, if the Blues do have a lead late in this one. Who does Ronnie Palmer turn to get the last 3 outs? A couple of options.
Possible Jacob Wallace.
That's who Joe and I was talking about before the game.
Edmund deals first pitch of the game, a fastball at the knees, 0-1 at 7:04.
In his last start, Malachi Edmond, 74 pitches against the Silver Knights, 52 of them for strikes.
0-1 pitches in on the hands, foul right side and out of play, and the count quickly 0-2.
But as you talked about before, Malachi, when you were talking about his stats, definitely a strikeout pitcher, a strikeout per inning.
The 0-2 from the righty Edmond is hit on the ground to short. Tough hop for Blaylock, and he won't be able to recover. So that will go down as an error on Blaylock. Could not come up with it cleanly, so the first batter of the game, Johnson, reaches on a knee 6, and that'll bring up the left fielder, Kevin Duty.
Those bad hops are at it again. We've seen a lot at second base, yesterday at first, and now to start the game at shortstop.
Duty squares the bunt pitches down and away, ball 1. That was another tough hop. That was a brutal hop. He went up to get it, came back down with it, and then when he went to throw, the ball just slipped out of his hand, fell to the ground, and not going to be able to recover in time to get Johnson.
Especially with Johnson's speed, now at first base, 7 stolen bases on the year for the Bravehearts.
The right-handed hitting Duty on the season takes high, 2-0, hitting .423, 30 hits and 71 at-bats. No home runs. He's driven home 8.
Coming into tonight's game, though, the Blues only trail the Bravehearts in average by 4 as a team, 274 as opposed to 270.
2-0 is hit on the ground up the middle and into center field for a base hit past the diving Tomosa. Johnson going first to third, and he is going to make it. Edmond backs up as the throw gets away. On to second goes Duty. And the Bravehearts are set up here in the top of the first inning. Runners on second and third. Nobody out.
Yeah, and because of the throw out there in center field by Nick Roy, that easily allows Duty to go to second, but nice job by Malachi Edmond backing up the play, making sure that ball does not go behind the third baseman Gonzalez. So now second and third, nobody out for Greg Kosinski.
Kosinski's been one of the Bravehearts' best hitters this season, hitting .307, 31 hits and 101 at-bats, 6 home runs, and he's driven home 20. Pitches high and away. Ball 1. We saw him the last time the Bravehearts were here put on a doubles show. The Bravehearts were here twice in 3 days, and I think hit 3 doubles over that span.
Third in the team in RBIs with 20.
That one's hit high in the air to deep right field. Maycock going back. He has room, makes the catch. Both runners tag. Both runners will make it to the next destination successfully, and that means Trevor Johnson scores, and the Bravehearts take a 1-0 lead here in the top of the first inning.
Especially with second and third, nobody out, that allows any team to get some runs with productive outs, which we saw right there by Kosinski. Sacrifice fly in right field, brings home Johnson, and now we'll see Friday once again, not on that certain day of the week.
This time on a Monday. It's just never going to happen. Friday hitting .264, takes a breaking ball strike, 29 hits and 110 at-bats, no home runs. He's driven in 14.
And this is the last time that Bravehearts will be here in terms of the regular season.
So we're not going to see him on a Friday. 0-1, breaking ball high, but Friday swings through it, and it's 0-2.
Unless if it's the championship, which could be on the Friday.
Possibly. Still have a long way to go for that. The 0-2 pitch. Friday gets jammed, pops it up right side, foul territory, and out of play, despite the effort by Mitch Williams, so the count's still 0-2.
And that man on deck, Joseph Kaiko, still leads the league. He's tied, actually, in home runs with Zach Tower, the Dirt Dogs, with 9.
That one's chopped on the ground to third. That is a foul ball. And the count remains 0-2.
And Keiko is second in RBIs. First in RBIs. Leads Kyle Simon of the Rocks by 4, 31-27.
Runner at third, 1 out, a run in already for the Bravehearts in the opening half inning. A right-hander Edmund deals. Hit on the ground to second. That'll get another run home. Tomosa Fields throws out Friday. Scoring is Duty, and the Bravehearts take a 2-0 lead.
Just like that by Friday. Down the count, but makes contact. Able to drive in Duty from third. And just like that, 2 quick runs for the Bravehearts in the top of the first with now Keiko stepping into the plate.
Fitting we get to see one of the league's top power hitters on the night of the MLB Home Run Derby. First pitch is down and away, ball 1. As Mark said, Keiko leads the league and tied for the league in home runs with 9. Leads the Bravehearts in runs batted in with 31, hitting .310 on the season. Fastball inside corner, 1-1.
But it all started with a bad hop at shortstop and the error charged to Garrett Blaylock.
The 1-1 from Edmond is drilled on the right field line but foul, and Keiko down in the count 1-2.
But that's a type of play that you can't blame Blaylock, though. I mean, what are you going to do when there's a bad hop like that?
Almost was able to gather himself, but the ball slipped out of his hand. That's a tough play to try to recover from that and throw his man out. 1-2 to Keiko. Breaking ball hung high and away in the count 2-2. As the umpire does some housekeeping. You got to keep home clean. That's what Mama always said. 2-2 the count on Keiko. Edmond kicks and fires. Chopped on the ground, foul, first base side in front of the Bravehearts dugout, so it's still 2-2.
Now, anytime we see the Bravehearts here, one person that we always have to keep a very close eye on is their manager.
This is true. He got thrown out of one game. Keiko checks his swing. He does not go around. And the count full, 3-2. Also saw him complain on a check swing call by Keiko the last time they were here. Complaining how could the first base umpire, who is the only umpire in the field, see a left-handed hitter's check swing. And Keiko takes outside ball 4, so the top of the first inning continues. And it will go to the number 6 hitter, Pat DeMarco.
And Pat DeMarco on the season, hitting .261. This will be a 70th at bat. No home runs and 4 RBIs.
Edmond already up to 20 pitches. And he's recorded 2 outs in the game so far, and 2 runs have scored. First pitch is down low, ball 1. And both of those runs unearned.
And on deck is the Seminole, Rafael Bornegal.
And that one's down low again, 2-0. So Edmond laboring through a lot of pitches here in the top of the first.
Yeah, definitely now over 20 pitches. Want to get quick out here and get this red-hot Blues offense ready to go.
The righty sets the 2-0 pitch. Fastball does not get the call on the outside corner, and he falls behind 3-0.
And Bornegal, who's on deck, this will be a second appearance on the season for Worcester.
Edmond looking for some kind of strike and gets it. A fastball down the middle. Count now 3-1.
Especially when you're down the count 3-0, you just got to throw that fastball right in there.
The only danger of that is that maybe he says he needs a strike here and he swings away, but he did not there. Now the 3-1 pitch is swing on and missed. And the count full, 3-2. That will release Keiko at first.
So now where does Malachi go here for that call third strike? Just go back to the off-speed pitch that we just saw? Or the cheddar?
I'm guessing off speed. Doesn't seem to have that much control of the fastball early. There goes Keiko. Breaking ball, and it misses high for ball 4 as a couple of the infielders for the Blues took a step or two toward the dugout, thinking that might have been called strike 3. But instead, it's back-to-back walks with 2 out. And we go to the 7th hitter in the order, and Rafael Bernagal.
A nice job here by Shane Felt going to the mound, try to calm down the young righty. As Keiko is on second, DeMarco at first with 2 outs. And still a 2-0 Bravehearts lead.
As Mark said, Bornegal, this will be his second game for the Bravehearts. 1 for 4 on the season. And that's chopped on the ground to short. Fielded by Blaylock, goes the short way to second. for the fourth. So a long inning yields 2 runs for the Bravehearts. After half inning of play, the Bravehearts 2, Blues coming to bat here on the Beat the Bristol Blues Broadcast Network.
Sometimes we make mistakes in our lives, and you may require a bail bondsman. Joe from Fernari Bail Bonds will bond you out with fast, professional service. He'll treat you with the respect and dignity you deserve. No bond is too big or too small. So when you're in trouble, give Fernari Bail Bonds a call, and Joe will get you through your most difficult situation. Joe is not only your bail bondsman, he's also your friend. Attorney referrals are available. Call Fernari Bail Bondsman at 860-919-3129. Payment plans are available, and all major credit cards are accepted. Joe's the man to get you out of a jam. Go to bristolbeat.com's ad directory, search keyword bail bonds.
To the bottom of the first inning we go here on the Beat the Bristol Blues Broadcast Network, and the Worcester Bravehearts have a 2-0 lead.
The Beat and Bristol Blues Baseball would like to take you and 3 others out to the old ball game. Listen to every Blues game on the Beat Bristol Rock Mix. Throughout the broadcast, we will give out the Blues Player of the Game. Then you must head over to the Beat's website, bristolbeat.com, or Facebook page. Look for the Beat Blues Enter to Win form. Check this out. All correct entries have a chance to win family 4-packs of tickets to an upcoming home game at Muzzy Field. Each ticket comes with the first round of snacks on us. Tonight's play of the game is hitting 8th, the Bristol native, Kyle Poleski. Listen for the play of the game to win only on the Beat, the official broadcasters of Bristol Blues Baseball.
The lineup for the Blues will be as follows against the righty from the Bravehearts, Justin Willis. The second baseman, Mark Tomosa, leads things off. Garrett Blaylock, the shortstop, hitting second. Hitting third is the left fielder, Mitch Gill. Ben Maycock hitting in the number 4 hole. Jason Gonzalez, the third baseman, bats fifth. Mitch Williams, the first baseman, hits sixth. The catcher, Jeff Shanefeldt, will hit seventh. Kyle Poleski, as Mark said, the player of the game, is the DH, batting eighth. And rounding out the order in his usual number 9 spot is the center fielder, Nick Roy.
And Willis, like fellow Blues infielders Garrett Blaylock and Jason Gonzalez, will be a freshman next season at Vanderbilt University.
And he'll get to face one of his Commodores, future Commodore teammates, batting second this inning in Blaylock.
And Willis, I think, a lot of comparisons to who we had on yesterday in the top of the second. Brandon Fox, especially coming back from an injury, trying to build himself back up. So we'll see if he's on a pitch limit tonight. In that game that he pitched back on July 3rd, threw only 62 pitches in that one.
Went 2 2/3 in that game, got the loss, gave up 3 runs, 1 earned on 3 hits, 2 walks, struck out 4. Overall in the season, 0-1, 4.76 earned run average in 2 starts, 5 2/3, 8 strikeouts, 2 walks, and 5 hits allowed. First pitch to Tomosa is down and in, ball 1. A little bit different lineup for the Blues tonight. No Chris Davis, no Frasca, no Cooper Moroka. The righty Willis deals outside ball 2.
And 2 of those guys you mentioned are playing for the Futures League team tomorrow against Team USA.
Along with Tommy Curtin. He's also part of that as well. Pitches a strike, 2-1.
As we mentioned, Tommy Curtin is not available tonight because he pitched in back-to-back games.
2-1 to Tomosa. Fastball in the outside corner. And the count even at 2-2.
I think before the game we did see Jake Frasca available as a relief pitcher tonight, so maybe we'll see him out there once again.
Very possible. He's done so as Tomosa takes in the dirt down on the way 3-2. He's done so about 3-4 times now this season.
A couple times, yeah. Obviously, go back to that outing he had a few weeks ago where he struck out 5 guys in 2 innings and got the save.
Last time, though, he pitched, he struggled a little bit as Tomosa hits one on the ground to short. The throw to first is in time. They just got Tomosa on the strong throw by Bornegal. So Tomosa retired to start the bottom of the first. That'll bring up Garrett Blaylock in the matchup, as we mentioned earlier, of future Vanderbilt Commodores.
This is a huge at-bat, though, because, whichever one gets out, or if Willis gives up the hit, they're going to hear about it from their college teammate.
First pitch is down low for ball 1. Blaylock on the season has been red hot. hitting .442, 23 hits and 52 at-bats. A home run, he's driven home 11. Fastball strike, 1-1.
And it's very interesting to see the third baseman, John Friday, was actually up towards the grass the previous pitch.
Blaylock fouls that one back, and the count 1-2. You want to know how hot Garrett Blaylock is over his past 9 games, hitting an even .500. 9 hits and 18 hits and 36 at-bats, but he strikes out there swinging on a nice breaking ball from Willis. So 2 quick outs in the Blues' bottom half of the first inning, and that'll bring up the left fielder, Mitch Gilmet.
And Mitch Gilmet is second behind Blaylock in average for the Blues, hitting .395. And tonight we see him in left field. Mitch Gilmet, still in that number 3 spot when he plays, but playing left field for the Blues.
Last few times I've seen him at DH. Was out for a couple weeks. Did not play at all for a couple weeks. Came back, has been mostly in the DH spot, but now he finally gets to play the field. Has 1 home run, is driven home 7, and a fastball. And Willis gets another swing in the missed count 0-1.
Yeah, so far Willis working quick on the mound, throwing strikes. Wants to obviously keep that pitch count low in the first.
Breaking ball misses down low, ball 1.
You would think, though, each start that Willis has from now until the rest of the season will be over, like this start will be over 62 pitches, which he threw in his last game.
1-1 high, 2-1. Unless Vanderbilt put some kind of real strict restrictions on him, he can't throw definitely more than 70, let's say. Oh, but we don't know that. It's just that's in the low 3-1.
Which they might, but they obviously hoped for all the best with the injury. Obviously, he suffered in high school with that running collision.
3-1 outside, ball 4, so a 2-out walk for Gilmet. That is his 12th walk on the season, 4th on the team in that category, so he's on with 2 out. Inning continues for the right fielder, Ben Maycock.
And Ben Maycock leads the Blues in RBIs with 18 and also in runs scored with 20 as he steps up with Gilmet at first and 2 outs here in the bottom of the first.
And also in walks, 17. Just leading league in Blues and everything.
On base percentage, .470.
Is that good?
A little bit.
Maycock swings and misses there, 0-1. I feel like that's pretty good.
I think so. Like Barry Bonds territory. Getting on base any way possible.
Here's the 0-1 pitch outside, ball 1.
Never know. Maybe we'll see a couple teams just put him on base
Automatically.
with the bases loaded.
By the way, speaking of Barry Bonds, I saw a stat on Twitter yesterday or a couple days ago where in 2004, I think the year was, swing and a miss 1 and 2 on Maycock. In 2004, he received 373 at-bats and reached base, I think was the stat, 376 times.
Oh, my God.
Outside ball 2. That's due to so few at-bats is all the walks.
That's right. That's what it was.
I mean, even in 2004, Barry Bonds was still a feared hitter, even though despite his age at that point. Still getting well over 100 walks a game. A year. Probably he was around 150, I would say.
Oh, for sure. Never forget that home run he hit at Yankee Stadium. I was there for that. That was quite a scene. The crowd in awe as Bonds hits that one in the third deck at the old stadium.
3-2 pitch to Maycock, and he gets that on-base percentage up a little bit toward Bonds territory possibly. Back-to-back 2-out walks by Willis after retiring the first 2 men in this inning quickly on a ground out and strikeout. And the Blues have runners on first and second, 2 out. And that'll bring up another Vanderbilt Commodore, Jason Gonzalez.
Yeah, so the Blues, with a little 2-out magic here, back-to-back walks. Gilmet and their Blaylock or Maycock. So now, 2 on, 2 outs. Trying to at least get back in this one with an early run in the bottom of the first. Always matching their opponents, it seems this Blues team has done the entire season.
Gonzalez has been swinging a hot bat over the past 10 games as he fouls that one away 0-1, hitting .357 over his last 10 games. 10 hits and 28 at-bats with a home run and 9 runs batted in.
We saw Malachi walk 2 guys in the top of the first, and the same fate for Willis here in the bottom half of the first.
0-1 to Gonzalez. Breaking ball holds up. It's in the dirt. Barry didn't know where it was. Now finds it and thrown out at third for the final out of the inning is Gilmet. Not a good decision there by Gilmet to get thrown out at third to end the first inning. After one inning, it's 2-0 Bravehearts on the beat, the Bristol Blues Broadcast Network.
Would you let your child drive a car without taking a class first? Heck no. So don't let them graduate high school unprepared for the real world. This program introduces a student to themselves, unlocking their full potential. Help your kids find their gift, leading to a successful life. Classes are available locally and nationwide. Sign up your student today, ages 10 and older. For more information, call 860-309-0182 or visit bristolbeat.com, add directory, keyword, Work It. Let Work It help you.
To the top of the second inning we go on the beat, the Bristol Blues Broadcast Network, with the Blues trailing the Bravehearts 2-0, and we are thrilled to be joined by Blues lefty who pitched yesterday, Mr. Michael Gennaro. Mike, good to have you on.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Now, I want to talk about your control because for the Beavers, 5 walks and 68 innings.
Right.
And that definitely has translated here with the Blues. Only 2 walks in 23 in the third innings. So you're trying to compete with your teammate Kyle Hodson for the least amount of walks on the team.
Right. I mean, us D3 guys aren't going to have the most overpowering stuff here. So, a lot of balls are going to be put in play. Kind of give up a lot of hits, which, I'd obviously like to get down. But when you do that, you can't afford to walk guys because if you're going to have a couple base runners to begin with, if you put anybody on for free, then those hits become a lot more costly. So you got to be real careful with that.
And how about the fact that you had 4 complete games? So almost the same, more complete games than walks.
I know it's. I was lucky this year. I had some success. Obviously stayed healthy, which was big to be able to throw those amount of innings. But yeah, I mean that helps you stay in the game too, because the walks elevate the pitch count and whatnot. So the more you could stay away from those, the better you are.
Nick Berry leads things off for the Bravehearts. The catcher swings and pops one foul right side and out of play. So back to your control. It just seems like some pitchers just have incredible control, some don't. Is control something that can be taught? Is it something that you just have naturally? How does somebody have that level of control?
I mean, it's definitely something you have to work at, especially in bullpens. It's honestly, to me, it's more of a focus thing than anything, especially in a league like this. With good hitters, you can't afford to miss. So especially, like I said, when you don't have the most overpowering stuff, if you miss, it gets hit pretty hard. So it kind of keeps you focused to make sure you're hitting your spots, hitting corners, because anything that gets left over the middle of the plate, can end up hurting you.
Count 0-2 on Barry. Edmund deals. Breaking ball hit on the ground. Foul outside of third. Count still 0-2. So this is your first time in the FCBL, correct?
Mm-hmm,
Enjoying
correct.
it so far?
I love it. It's an unbelievable experience, especially here in Bristol. Treated like rock stars. So can't ask for anything more than that.
0-2 to Barry. Breaking ball down and away, ball 1. Well, you definitely treated like rock stars if you never lose here at Muzzy Field. Seems
right,
like you guys really love playing here at Muzzy.
Yeah, we do. I mean, obviously we wish some of that success could translate to the road, and that's something we'll be working on. But for sure, we definitely feel really comfortable at home. The great crowds help, and I don't know what it is. We just can't seem to lose here. Hopefully I'm not jinxing anything with that, but we definitely feel good here.
2-2 pitch. Foul back. Still 2-2.
How about the offense of the Blues as well? Because every time you look, when a team scores in the top half of the inning, the Blues always seem to respond and always tie it up right there. Yeah,
I don't know if that's some luck or something that clicks on our hitters' heads, but yeah, I've been noticing that too, especially when I start. You have a bad inning or two, and sure enough, we match the number there. So it certainly helps as a pitcher when you can give up a couple runs and know that your offense is going to help you out a little bit.
Sure, that makes you feel pretty comfortable out there on the mound.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you obviously don't really change your approach too much based on the offense or anything. You're still trying to get guys out, but you're definitely a little looser and a little more comfortable when you don't have to be too perfect.
Barry finally goes down on strikes after a long at bat. Edmund got him on a breaking ball. First strikeout of the game for him. So one gone here in the top of the second. That'll bring up Mariano Ricciardi, the Bravehearts second baseman, who we've been saying on the broadcast, I mean, the Bravehearts have been here a while, it seems like. It seems like every night you guys are playing the Bravehearts.
Yeah, that's what I've been feeling too. It seems like they're here every other day.
Yeah, it seems like it. Pitches high, ball one. Now, I've been saying, yeah, I mean, you've actually seen these guys a little closer than we have, but I've been saying Ricciardi, a little batting stance, Nori Aoki-ish.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. Kind of has the same swing, kind of.
Very similar hitter for sure. Definitely, he's going to put the ball in play a lot. And, again, another guy, you just try to hit spots and, there's going to be contact. You just hope it's weak contact and let the defense go to work.
And what's it like facing someone like Joseph Keiko on the Bravehearts who has 9 home runs?
I mean, it's a good challenge for sure. But at the same time, I know I've seen them twice now. So with every at-bat, you learn, and just from watching too, this is the 6th or 7th time we've played them. So I know for myself as a pitcher, even when you're not throwing, you're watching hitters' tendencies and whatnot. So at least when I saw them the first and second time, I kind of had an idea and a game plan for each hitter, which definitely helps, especially when a guy's got talent and power like that. The more you can figure out and get ahead on, definitely helps.
Ricciardi worked a one-out walk, so he's on first. Go back to the top of the order, and Trevor Johnson, who reached on an E6 to start the game. Edmund deals with a breaking ball down low, ball one.
And a little lefty-on-lefty matchup, too.
Yes. A lot of Koczynski, too, in their lineup is a very tough lefty, too. So they mix it up well. A lot of lefties, a lot of righties going back and forth. So you kind of got to be ready for everything.
Fastball high, 2-1. Last year at Babson, you guys had a fantastic season.
Yeah, we did. Went
all the way to the regionals in Division III.
Right. We lost the regional final to UMass Boston, who went on to, I believe, lose the semis of the College World Series. So, but yeah, definitely a good year for us, something to build on, and hopefully take the next step this coming year.
What's that ride kind of like? I imagine it's. Do you get a feeling like in the middle of the season where it's like, it seems like there's something pretty special happening going on here?
For sure. I mean, I don't know how, in depth you guys looked into our season, but about midway through, we actually had a tragedy strike our team, and we actually lost a player. Right. Yes. So obviously that was a tough thing for us to go through, but then we kind of built on that, and we were having a disappointing season to that point. We were about 500 or so. And, after that, we kind of got together, and I think we ripped off 13 straight after that to end up finishing second in our league, swept the whole conference tournament, and got on a run. And at that point, we kind of knew we finally hit our stride, and we were ready to go. So it's definitely a cool run for sure.
So who would you say is the biggest rival for Babson?
In my 2 years, Wheaton and MIT are pretty much, neck and neck, same kind of thing. It's usually the three of us and WPI, battling it out for our league. But I'd say those two are our biggest rivals. And, last year, my freshman year, Wheaton beat us 5 straight. So it was 0-5 against Wheaton coming to this year. And this year we took, 4 out of 5 from them, sweep them in the playoffs, and then sure enough, they get an at-large bid to the NCAA tournament, make it to the World Series. So
now, Wheaton was your first complete game, right?
Right, as a freshman, yeah. Yep. Last year, yep. On the road there. Definitely a tough place to play, historically good program. So, but it's fun. You like those challenges, for sure.
Now, MIT, they don't use any funny rocket science.
No, but you'd be surprised, for the smart kids over there, they swing a pretty good bat, especially I don't know if you've heard of Austin Filiere. He played in this league a couple years ago. Was drafted in the 8th round this year out of MIT. So he was a tough out for sure. It's nice to see that he'll be gone next year. We won't miss him. That's for sure.
I'm sure they probably enjoy calculating the launch angles and all the new stats.
Oh, for sure.
Exit velocities.
Yeah,
and
he himself. I saw he made our academic all conference, which means you have to have like a 3.5 GPA or higher. So
wow.
He did that at MIT. So that kid's got a lot going for him, that's for sure. Yeah.
0-2 the count on Kevin Duty with 2 runners on, 1 out here in the second. Edmund deals. Swing and a miss. Good breaking ball. 2 gone here in the second inning. Let's get a little scouting report. Let's put your pitching coach skills to the test on your teammate Malachi Edmund.
I mean, as you saw there, he's got a great slider that he can get to. So, when he gets ahead of hitters, ahead in the count, he can use that at as well. He's definitely a tough guy to hit against, especially when he's got the fastball going. It looks like it's got some good jump tonight. And, once he settles in, I'm sure throws a few more strikes, he'll be in great shape.
Now, will you get one more start before the All-Star game?
Yeah, as of right now, I'm supposed to go Sunday, which is up at North Shore, so who knows with the weather and whatnot. But if all goes according to plan, that'll be my start before the break. Should be nice.
And at this point, it looks like not only you just went through that run at Babson, but with you guys just 2 points out of first place right now in the Western Division.
Yeah.
It looks like you guys possibly can have another run, 2 runs in a year for you.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, even this week we got a big stretch coming up, but this game tonight would be a big one to have, even though Worcester's a little further in the standings. I still think this is one of the, top lineups in the league for sure. So I would be expecting a run out of them at some point, in the second half. Tomorrow at Wachusett, another chance to gain ground on team in first place, and then 2 more with these guys Wednesday. So we got a big week coming up.
Oh, you're playing 2 against them on Wednesday.
Yes, I believe that's what I was told today, at least, that that rain-out game up there from a couple weeks ago will turn into a doubleheader Wednesday, as far as I was told today. So big couple games coming up for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Count 2-1 on Kocinski, one of the guys you were talking about.
Yeah, definitely a big out here. This guy can do some damage, that's for sure.
Runners on first and second, 2 out, top of the second inning. Bravehearts lead the Blues 2-0. Edmund looking to get out of trouble here, but he's fallen behind 3-1 as that one misses down and away. On deck is John Friday.
Definitely a good example of making sure you hit your spots and having control, because the 2 times I did, I think I got strikeouts, and the one time I missed, the ball was out in the trees. So
3-1, breaking ball strike 3-2, so the runners will be off with the pitch. So we start the merry-go-round here in the second inning. Kocinski seems like one of those guys that just kind of John Olbert-ish, just kind of puts the balls in the gap. And he gets a good fastball there on the outside corner, so Edmund freezes him to end the inning. Michael, thanks for taking the time out to talk with us. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Love to have you come back one of these games. You got 10 more games left.
Yeah, I got plenty of time over there, in between starts. Whenever you guys want, I'll be happy to come up.
Thank you again as we head to the bottom of the second inning. 2-0 Bravehearts on the Beat the Bristol Blues Broadcast Network.
Being arrested and charged with a crime is frightening and stressful. It is important to remain silent until you can speak with an attorney who knows how to protect you. At the law offices of Jody Zills-Gagney, I take pride in smart and proactive criminal defense. I will guide you through the legal system and diligently pursue the best possible result within the framework of the law to get the charges dismissed, negotiate on your behalf, or fight for you at trial. Before you talk to anyone, call attorney Jody Zills-Gagney at 860-582-4495 or go to the ads directory at bristolbeat.com and search keyword Jody, that's Jody with an I, for the law offices of Jody Zills-Gagney.
To the bottom of the second inning we go. On the Beat the Bristol Blues Broadcast Network, 2-0 Bravehearts lead the Blues. And again, our thanks to Michael Gennaro for coming out and talking to us.
You got to come out and watch the top collegiate players participate in the FCBL All-Star Game, which is coming up on Tuesday, July 18th, right here at Muzzy Field. We have the full details for you. The gates open at 3, with a fan fest taking place from 3 until 6. The Home Run Derby begins at 6:15, with first pitch scheduled for 7:15. There will be fireworks following the All-Star Game. Limited tickets are available at bristolbluesstore.com or at the Blues retail store at 357 North Main Street in Bristol.
Due up for the Blues in the bottom of the second, it'll be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters, Jason Gonzalez, Mitch Williams, and Jeff Schoenfeld. Gonzalez was up when Gilmet tried to go to third on a ball that squirted away from the Bravehearts catcher, Barry. So he will get a fresh count here in the bottom of the second. The righty Justin Willis deals fastball outside, ball 1.
Especially a nice job by Malachi Edmonds, striking out the side in the top of the second. A couple base runners reached, but did not allow any runs to be scored.
Fouls that one away, 1-1.
Struck out Barry, Duty, and Kocinski to end the inning. So back-to-back strikeouts for Malachi Edmond.
1-1 pitch. Gonzalez takes a fastball strike, 1-2. Nice job there by Edmond to get out of that inning threw a lot of pitches, but if you get out of it without any runs, I think you'll take it.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely.
1-2. Gonzalez thought about chasing it, but held up in the count even at 2-2.
And that's one of the biggest things we have seen, the adjustments made by Gonzalez this season. Earlier, he probably would have swung through that, but held up, and now the count's 2-2.
2-2, fastball down low and in, 3-2.
And that bottom of the first ended when Mitch Gilmet was caught stealing at third.
And Gonzalez draws a walk after taking a fastball high, so that's a third walk already in the game by Willis. Gonzalez trots down to first. He's there with nobody out. That'll bring up the first baseman, Mitch Williams.
And that's actually 3 consecutive walks for Willis. Walked Gilmet,
Yes.
walked Maycock, and now Gonzalez. As the wild thing, Mitch Williams steps up to first baseman, hitting 6 tonight for your Bristol Blues.
Williams takes a breaking ball in the outside corner. 0-1. Williams hitting .309 on the season, 17 hits in 55 at-bats, a home run. He's driven home 9.
And the first victory against the Bravehearts this season was thanks to the big 2-run home run by Mitch Williams in the top of the 9th on the road, 6-5 victory back on June 11th.
0-1 fastball. That one's too far outside for the home plate umpire to call a strike, and the count 1-1.
Think about that moment, though. 2 outs, 2 strikes, 2 guys on base, and hits the home run. That gave the Blues the victory.
That's what we all do when we're in the backyard, pretending we're going to win a game. There goes Gonzalez. That's on the ground to first. Koczynski goes down to a knee to field it and step on the bag. On to second goes Gonzalez. Williams retired. And the Blues have a runner at second, 1 out for the catcher, Jeff Schoenfeld.
So Schoenfeld comes up to the plate with a runner in scoring position. Gonzalez is at second. Schoenfeld comes into today's game hitting .250 on the season.
The catcher out of Lehigh. Who has reached base in 16 straight games, takes a breaking ball, high, ball 1.
And our player of the game, Kyle Pileski, is on deck, DHing tonight for the Blues.
Gonzalez at second, 1 out, 1-0 count on Schoenfeld, trying to reach base for his 17th consecutive game. The right-hander Willis sets, staring at Gonzalez, now delivers. Fastball high and in, ball 2.
That was almost number 17 right there.
Almost hit by pitch. That would have extended it painfully, but
And
now
now
Barry goes out to talk to the pitcher.
Yeah, settle him down right here. It counts 2-0. Want to keep this game 2-0. Don't want this Blues offense to get going early in this one. There's time and time again, including yesterday, they were down 5-4 to the Sharks and came right back and scored a few runs in the 7th.
Now, what are the chances, considering the nightmares that Tyler Lone Star has had about Muzzy Field? What are the chances we see him in this game tonight?
Well, I know the last time they stood away from him, but maybe tonight they might have to use him here, especially with Willis and maybe his pitch limit.
Schoenfeld ahead on the count now, 3-0. And if you don't know what we're talking about, Tyler Lone Star, the Bravehearts reliever, has pitched 2 games here this season at Muzzy Field, and has been nightmares for him, as Schoenfeld has now reached base in 17 straight games. He takes a 4-pitch walk. Blues have runners on first and second, 1 out. And that'll bring up the player of the game tonight, as Mark mentioned, the DH, Kyle Pileski.
That's the fourth walk now issued by Willis, as now you see the coach go out there and talk to the young righty.
So if you want to play good news, bad news, the bad news is that's his 4th walk already. If you want to play good news, he has a no-hitter. If you're Justin Willis.
I'll take that right now. No hits, but a lot of base runners. So we'll see here if the Blues can capitalize and get this game tied. But great opportunity with 2 on, 1 out, and our play of the game, Pileski at the plate.
Willis so far in this game has thrown 14 strikes and 23 balls.
It's definitely a tough ratio right now.
So that's 37 pitches. Not the ratio that usually keeps you in the game long. The righty deals. Breaking ball down on the way, ball one.
And especially with a pitcher who's not as stretched out as maybe some of these other guys on the Bravehearts.
That's right. I mean, considering that he's on some sort of pitch count, can't pitch that deep into games. As Pileski fouls it away 1-1. You know, if you start throwing a lot of pitches early in games, you're not going to last too long. You're not going to give, even 4 or 5 innings.
Yeah, and like we were going back to that start he made on July 3rd, only threw well over 60 pitches.
Gonzalez at second. Schoenfeld at first, 1 out. In the bottom of the second, 2-0 Bravehearts lead the Blues. Willis deals. Fastball just misses the outside corner. And the count 2-1.
But it's still an incredible story how in April of this year he separated his shoulder running the bases. And then within a month came back and helped them win the title.
The righty sits at the chest, the 2-1. That's line in the air to center field and caught by Johnson for the second out of the second inning.
And now Nick Roy, hitting 9th for the Blues, steps up. In their last meeting on July 3rd, Nick Roy was 3 for 4 and drove in 2 runs in that 4-1 victory over the Bravehearts.
Overall in the season, Roy hitting .339, 21 hits and 62 at-bats, 2 home runs, and he has driven in 10. Fastball strike 0-1, a on-base percentage of the season, .394. That's pretty good for your 9-hole hitter.
Yeah, while these Blues hitters get on base at a very high rate, and him and Maycock very close in batting average. Coming into tonight's game, Roy had a 10-point advantage.
0-1 fastball again nips the outside corner. Roy doesn't seem like he liked that call. And the count 0-2.
Roy was at .339. Maycock, .329. As Roy's down the count, 0-2 from Willis.
The 0-2 to the Blues center fielder. A fastball outside 1-2.
That was a good pitch selection, though. On the outside corner, Roy thought about it, but held the bat back. Now it's 1-2.
Probably setting it up for a breaking ball now down and away. Although he's gone 3 straight fastballs, maybe he comes in here. Try to go down with a breaking ball, and it was fouled back. So the count remains 1-2.
But even though with no hits so far for the Blues, making Willis work, as you said, get that pitch count up, which we have seen the Blues do and time again all season long.
Roy trying to deliver a big hit. Breaking ball foul back. And it's still 1-2.
So even Roy here making them work for that last third strike and third out of the inning. Nothing comes easy with these Blues hitters. Always work the count and make it very hard for those pitchers.
That foul ball was Willis's 45th pitch of the game with 2 outs here in the second. So both pitchers, Edman and Willis, are throwing a lot of pitches early in this game.
Oh, they are for sure, especially with the walks, which I've heard both of them.
Again, the 1-2 to Roy. Fastball, and again, fouled off. So we'll do the 1-2 count part 4.
Willis has walked 4. Malachi has walked 3. So 7 combined with 2 outs in the bottom of the second.
Seems like a not that good of a ratio at this point. Again, the 1-2 to Roy. Hand on the ground to third. The third baseman, Friday, steps on the bag for the force, and that will do it. So the walks do not hurt Willis, aside from his pitch count. We go to the third inning. 2-0 Bravehearts on the beat, the Bristol Blues Broadcast Network.
The Beat Bristol's Rock Mix is proud to be the official broadcast station of the Bristol Blues, the city's very own baseball team. So whether you're at the field or away, catch every home game from Muzzy Field by listening to the broadcast at bristolbeat.com or on our free app. This year's winning combination, Bristol Blues baseball on Bristol's Rock Mix, The Beat.
We go to the top of the third inning here on the beat, the Bristol Blues Broadcast Network, with the Blues trailing the Bravehearts 2-0.
Show off your team's colors with some Blues merchandise. There are 2 ways to do this. just like Rick has the hat on right now. Either check out bristolbluestore.com or stop by the store at 357 North Main Street. Call 860-582-2583. That's 860-582-2583. Sing the blues with new blues gear.
Due up for the Bravehearts will be the middle of the order, 4, 5, and 6. John Friday, Joseph Keiko, and Pat DeMarco against Malachi Edmond, who so far has thrown a lot of pitches to get through 2 innings. He's allowed 2 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. So 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. That means you are throwing a lot of pitches.
Oh, he is for sure. So the pitch count not where he wants it, but just his focus right now is to make sure keep this deficit at 2, because eventually the Blues will get to these pitchers. It's only a matter of time, especially with the way they work the count, as they're still hitless through 2, but still early in this game.
The thing about Edmond, though, we've seen it in the times he's pitched here at Muzzy Field, is that he'll throw a lot of pitches. He'll give up a few runs. He'll walk some guys. He'll strike out a lot of guys. But it seems like he very rarely totally loses it. And it seems like is very good at recovering and limiting the damage as best he can.
Yeah, this is a lot different than his previous start where he allowed 11 hits in 5 innings. Not as much tonight, but more walks. His last start, he walked nobody. But, yeah, usually all these pitchers wiggle into in and out of trouble. And we'll see here if they have a clean inning in the 3rd.
First pitch, Friday pops it up sky high just behind second base. It'll be Blaylock on the second base side of the bag making the call on the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out, and that's exactly what Edmond needed here to start the 3rd.
Especially with the guys coming up, and now you face Keiko with nobody on base, and then Pat DeMarco to follow him who's on deck.
Keiko walked in the 1st inning. The righty Edmond deals. Fastball just misses the outside corner. Ball 1.
Yeah, so Keiko yesterday, as we mentioned earlier, had 3 home runs in that home run derby against the Suns, but was not enough to win.
Breaking ball. Edmond gets the call there. Keiko did not like it.
I mean, what can you do when Marrero hits 4 in less than a minute?
That's kind of MLB home run derby as Keiko drills one to right field. That's going to land in front of Maycock for a base hit. So Keiko on for the 2nd time. Has a walk and now a single. He's on with 1 out in the 3rd, and then it'll bring up Pat DeMarco.
And Pat DeMarco walked back in the 1st. That long 1st inning by the Bravehearts. And that's when they got the 2 runs on the board off of Malachi. So Keiko is at 1st here in the top of the 3rd. 3rd hit for the Braves so far tonight.
Edmond sets at the chest and delivers a breaking ball, misses high and in, ball 1. 36 strikes, 24 balls thrown by Edmond so far. That's 60 pitches. Breaking ball, strike, 1-1.
Pat DeMarco, another Commodore from Vanderbilt University.
A lot of Commodore love going in here. And the runner breaks from first, and Keiko stole it standing up. Edmond did not even notice that Keiko had a running start at first base. DeMarco had a weak hack at it and swung through it, so the count 1-2. And Edmond deals, breaking ball high, 2-2.
So it definitely heads-up play there by Keiko getting into scoring position with 1 out. So looking for a base hit here from DeMarco. It increased this lead to 3.
That's his 4th stolen base of the season, 2-2 foul back. So he's 4 out of 5 in stolen bases. He even does that well.
All-around player. Guy can do it all. And again, tied for the lead with 9 home runs with the Dirt Dogs' Zach Tower.
Keiko is native of Hopedale, Massachusetts, but plays his college ball right here in Connecticut at the University of New Haven. 2-2 hit on the ground to Gonzalez at third. Picks it and drops it. So he made a nice play coming in on the pick, but on the transfer he dropped it. So that'll go down as an E5. The Vanderbilt left side of the infield has each committed an error and a ground ball tonight. So second error of the game for the Blues. Runners on first and second, one out.
We mentioned the error by Blaylock set things up for the Bravehearts nicely in the first, and we'll see here if this happens in the third.
Rafael Bornegal hits one on the ground to short through the umpire's legs, and Blaylock could not come up with it cleanly. So wondering if the fact that the ball went under the umpire's legs possibly messed with his vision, but the official score gives Blaylock an error. That's Blaylock's second error of the game. And that's the third error of the game by the Blues already in this game. And the bases are loaded full of Bravehearts with one out here in the third.
That's the issue there when you have the umpire right behind the pitcher.
And that ball, I mean, first of all, nice reflexes by the umpire. That ball was headed right for his legs, and he had a jump that would make Allie Raceman jealous. And Blaylock could not handle it, so it goes down as an error. Count now 1-1 on the catcher, Barry, who struck out to start the second inning.
Yeah, this is tough now for Malachi. Well, bases loaded, one out, needs that big double play to keep this lead for the Bravehearts only at 2.
1-1, breaking ball down low, 2-1. He seems like he's throwing a lot more breaking balls this inning. Might indicate he doesn't trust his fastball to control it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely the main reason why he's going with his slider, which is obviously his best pitch tonight on the mound.
On third is Keiko, DeMarco at second, Bornegal at first. The 2-1, Barry fouls it away, 2-2.
Now with a 2-2 count, does he go back to the old reliable slider, or does he try to sneak in that fastball for the strikeout? Because now here with a 2-2 count, you're thinking strikeout. You have to.
Or get that one pitch to try to get that double play and get him out of this inning. The 2-2. Hey, he struck him out swinging. He went to the high fastball. So Barry strikes out for the second time tonight. And Edmond is an out away of getting out of this jam. And that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Mariano Ricciardi.
Now, Mariano Ricciardi, who walked last inning in the second. And we'll see if Malachi can work into another trouble. One more out to go.
That one's fouled away left side. By the way, that strikeout brought to you by Dabco Industries, located in Bristol, Connecticut. For every strikeout by a Blues pitcher this season, Dabco Industries will donate $5 during the 2017 season as part of the Shepherd Meadows Strikeout Club to support the Shepherd Meadows Therapeutic Riding Center. Pitch is high, 1-1 on Ricciardi.
Now the count's 1-1 with 2 outs in the third. Big pitch coming up right here from Malachi.
Against the guy who makes a lot of contact and sprays the ball over the field. Taps one slowly out in front of the plate. Edmund Fields flips to the catcher, Schoenfeld, for the force, and he gets out of the jam. So bases loaded, 1 out, a strikeout, and excuse me, a 1-2 put out to get out of the jam. We go to the third inning, 2-0 Bravehearts on the Bristol Blues Broadcast Network.
Looking for a great day out on the golf course? Join us for the Central Connecticut Chambers of Commerce Golf Tournament taking place Monday, August 7th at Tunxus Country Club in Farmington. This tournament is tons of fun with lots of prizes, great food, free gifts, good company, and some beautiful golfing. Plus the chance to win 5 hole-in-one prizes, including $10,000, 2 Harleys, and 2 brand new cars. Sponsorships, foursomes, and individual golfer opportunities available. Register today at centralconnecticutchambers.org.
We go to the bottom of the third inning here on the Beat, the Bristol Blues Broadcast Network. 2-0 Bravehearts on top of the Blues.
We would like to congratulate Bristol Blues players Tommy Curtin, Jake Frasca and Chris Davis, all three of them have been selected to play for the Futures League team versus Team USA tomorrow, Tuesday, July 11th, at Hanover Insurance Park at Fitton Field, the home of the Worcester Bravehearts. First pitch is at 7 p.m. Red Sox players such as Jason Varitek, David Price, and Jackie Bradley Jr. have represented Team USA. As we enter the bottom of the third, Bravehearts have a 2-0 lead over the Bristol Blues. 3 errors tonight so far for the Blues, 2 from Garrett Blaylock and the other from his fellow college teammate, incoming freshman Jason Gonzalez.
The Blues have got their walking in this game. So far, I have no hits to show for it as we start the bottom of the third. As the Bravehearts righty Justin Willis has walked 4 over 2 innings. It'll be the 1, 2, and 3 hitters for the Blues. Mark Tomosa, Garrett Blaylock, and Mitch Gilmet against the Bravehearts right-hander. Tomosa takes low ball 1. He grounded out to short in the first. That's it on the ground up the middle. Does it sneak through? It does into center field for the Blues' first hit of the night. That belongs to Mark Tomosa, a leadoff single. And that will bring up Garrett Blaylock,
who struck out in his first at-bat in the first. But here the Blues, we'll see, got the first hit out of the way. Now we'll see if the train keeps on moving and try to even this game up at 2.
Blaylock struck out swinging in the first inning. Time is paused as Tomosa's right cleat laces came undone, so laces them back up. And we are set to go with the Blues second baseman at first. Nobody out in the third. The first pitch to Blaylock is a fastball in the outside corner, 0-1.
We'll still see Friday at third base creeping in.
0-1 foul back. 0-2. We've seen Blaylock try to drop a bunt down. He did drop a bunt for a base hit down a couple games ago.
It's perfect.
So maybe that's starting to spread around a little bit, that this Vanderbilt guy likes to bunt a little bit.
Now, of course, Friday could back up now with 2 strikes.
Tomosa with a good lead off first. And they pick him off. Throw to second is not in time. The throw by Willis to first was thrown in the dirt. Koczynski had to dig it out, dropped it, picked it up, and that allowed Tomosa to slide in safely at second base. They had him dead to rights, but he reaches second base anyway with nobody out.
Yeah, it was all about the throw by Willis. If he made a clean throw to Koczynski, they would have easily had Tomosa at second.
That's another ground to short. That'll get Tomosa to third. Throw on to first is in time. Blaylock retired, but Tomosa gets to third with 1 out. And an out now can score a run and cut this lead in half as Mitch Gilmet steps to the plate.
Who walked back in the first but then was caught stealing to end that inning when Jason Gonzalez was at the plate. But see, look at that. Because of the miscue by Willis, the throw over the first, Tomosa goes to second. Blaylock moves him over, and as you said, with 1 out here, the Blues can get a run on a productive out.
Friday at third has come in. Koczynski at first, almost all the way in. Middle infielders play back. Breaking ball down low, ball 1.
And Koczynski was a little bit at first base, but then stepped back.
1-0, foul left side, another play, 1-1.
If you're the Blues here, definitely don't want to leave Tomosa at third and not bring him in here. Just creep back in a little bit. As we've documented so many times before, the comeback victories at Muzzy Field.
A little ground ball to either one of the middle infielders will net the Blues a run. 1-1, breaking ball outside, 2-1.
Probably first base as well, but even though it'll be a lot tougher, though.
Just don't hit it right at the pitcher or at the third baseman. Or pop it up. Or strike out. Which basically you don't want to do anyway.
Yeah.
2-1 is high, 3-1.
That's one thing you like about Gilmelt, though. Has a great eye at the plate Now the count is in his favor at 3-1.
You wonder if, even though the Blues RBI leader Maycock's on deck, you wonder if they're working around Guillemette as he takes a fastball high for ball 4. Second walk of the game by Guillemette. That'll set up a ground ball double play as Ben Maycock stands in.
Another walk for Willis here, as Maycock, who as well in the first inning, worked a walk.
2 1/3 innings by Willis. 1 hit, 1 strikeout, 5 walks.
Walk Guillemette, Maycock, Gonzalez, Schoenfeld, and now Guillemette for a second time.
Runners on the corners. 1 out here in the 3rd inning with the Bravehearts leading. The Blues 2-0. Fastball outside, ball 1 to Maycock.
Yeah, so you definitely have to make him capitalize here, as once again, the catcher for the Bravehearts, Barry, goes out to talk to Willis. At least get 1 run across. But eventually, these Blues hitters will get things going. Only time will tell.
Maycock trying to get at least 1 home. Swing and a miss, 1-1. With runners in scoring position this season, Maycock only hitting .259 in 27 at-bats. Has driven home 13, though. There goes the runner at first. Throw down to second is late, and now here comes Tomosa. He slides in safely. So the double steal to perfection for the Blues here in the 3rd inning. They steal a run. And a runner on second, 1 out, and the lead cut in half for the Bravehearts. It's 2-1.
Yeah, that worked out perfectly. Obviously, the throw there by Barry allows Tomosa to score. Guillemette safe at second. Nice execution there by the Blues to get their first run of the game. I know that's tough for a catcher because you see a guy going automatically to second base, but especially with a runner on third, might just want to hold it there, not chance it.
And that throw was in the dirt, so the shortstop Bornagel had to dig it out and then throw home. 2-1, foul tipped at the plate, 2-2. That makes that throw even more difficult as opposed to a throw being not in the dirt.
Especially when you see the runner from third going home, your focus now is not on Guillemette. You want to get Tomosa out the plate. And because of that, he gets in there safely, and now the Blues only trail by 1.
2-2 pitch. Hit on the ground right side. Foul. And the count holds at 2-2.
But of course it's tough because when you're seeing the guy going to second base, you're thinking, oh, let me just get him out. But because of that, Tomosa was easily, could score easily. And not the best throw in the world as well.
So the Blues steal a run here in the 3rd inning, and they're looking for more. Maycock can deliver another run with a base hit. Instead, he goes down swinging on a high fastball. Second out of the inning, second strikeout for Willis. Runner on second, 2 out, and that'll bring up Jason Gonzalez,
who walked back in the second. But if you're Willis here, despite all the issues with the walks and the high pitch count, if he gets out of this inning with only 1 run, I think he'll be pretty much satisfied with it.
Gonzalez walked to lead off the 2nd inning. Gets to face his future Vanderbilt teammate. And that's hit on the ground to second. Ricciardi throws out Gonzalez, and that'll do it. The Blues do get a run thanks to some nifty base running. After 3 full innings of play here at Muzzy Field, we're a third of the way through the game. 2-1 Bravehearts lead the Blues here on The Beat, the Bristol Blues Broadcast Network.
The Beat and Bristol Blues Baseball would like to take you and 3 others out to the ball game. Listen to Bristol Blues Baseball home games on The Beat. Throughout the broadcast, Ricky and Mark will give out the Blues player of the game. Then head over to The Beat's website at bristolbeat.com or our Facebook page at Bristol Beat and look for the Blues Enter to Win form. All correct entries have a chance to win a family 4-pack of tickets to an upcoming home game at Muzzy Field. Each ticket comes with a first round of snacks on us. It's The Beat and Bristol Blues Baseball. Listen for the player of the game to win on The Beat, the official broadcasters of Bristol Blues Baseball.
To the top of the fourth inning we go here on The Beat, the Bristol Blues Broadcast Network. The Bravehearts lead the Blues 2-1.
Top of the fourth inning, which means it's time for On This Date in Baseball History. We're going to go all the way back to 1911. So 106 years ago. This one, definitely want to pay attention to. Home plate umpire Bill Finneran was knocked out with one punch from player Sherry McGee. The Phillies outfielder was ejected for arguing a called strike 3. The National League batting champion 1910 was suspended for the rest of the 1911 season, but with an appeal, was reinstated after 36 games. McGee also played for the Boston Braves and was a member of the Cincinnati Reds team that won the World Series in 1919 over the White Sox.
Oh, let's hope that doesn't happen tonight.
Yeah, let's know.
I don't think that'd be a nice thing to see. Due up for the Bravehearts, it'll be the top three hitters in the order: Trevor Johnson, Kevin Duty, and Greg Kocinski.
Now, of course, when we watch Major League Baseball, there's some umpires that we do not like, but
Still,
never to that degree.
Never advocate for that. That's just low ball one. But the fact that the thing that's amazing about that, only 36 game suspension after the appeal. 1-0 is high, 2-0.
Yeah, he still came back to play a couple games that season for Philadelphia in 1911.
2-0, breaking ball misses outside, 3-0. Edmund came into this inning, with 74 pitches. So 75, 76, and 77 have been balls, and 78 is a ball as well. Walks Johnson on 4 pitches. Not what you want to do after your team just got a run in the bottom of the third. And now Jordy Shiner looks like he's going to go out and talk to Edmund.
Well, yeah, you have to calm him down here because right after that pitch, did not like the call from the home plate umpire, shook his head. So definitely want to just calm him down, settle him down a little bit as he walks another hitter. So nice job there by Shiner. As now Kevin Duty steps up to the plate, singled back in the first, and struck out in the second. So his third at bat right here in the fourth. As Johnson's on first, has reached base twice tonight. So we'll see now if Edmund get a quick out here.
Duty squares the bunt, bunts it foul. Schoenfeld saying that ball hopped fair, but does not win that argument. So the count 0-1.
Nobody warming up in the Bravehearts bullpen. And someone is starting to get loose in left field for the Blues.
Runner goes, throw to second is a good throw, and he got him. Great throw by Jeff Schoenfeld, helping his pitcher out there to record the first out of the fourth. Gets Johnson caught stealing 2-6.
Nice throw there by Schoenfeld. Gets Johnson. For the second time this season, he has been caught stealing. And there's one out.
1-1 to Duty, still squaring the bunt, and draws the bat back, and the count 2-1.
What a great throw right there. Definitely will help out Malachi. He'll appreciate it on the mound.
2-1. And that base runner gets right back to first base as Duty lines a single to the left. So he's on with one out, and that'll bring up Greg Kocinski.
In 1934, in the All-Star game at the Polo Grounds, National League pitcher Carl Hubbell struck out 5 consecutive hitters. Which 5 American League future Hall of Famers did the Giants lefty sit down with his famous screwball? Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Jimmy Fox, Al Simmons, and Joe Cronin. The AL did end up winning that game over the National League 9-7.
And there goes Duty from first. Schoenfeld, can he throw out 2? Oh, yeah, he did. Jeff Schoenfeld really helping up Malachi Edmond, getting 2 outs all by himself with 2 rockets to second base. So Edmond has not gotten either of the outs this inning. It's all been his battery mate, Jeff Schoenfeld.
We've seen it all season long. Great defensive catcher behind the plate, works with the pitching staff, and 2 bullets to second base.
1-0, fastball high, 2-0. I think that throw was even better than the first one, and that first one was good as well.
Very impressive. Definitely helps out Malachi on the mound.
2-0 pitch, down a low and in, 3-0. I think Malachi probably buy him a nice dinner after the game. 3-0 on Kocinski, and that's high ball 4. So Schoenfeld throws him out, and Edmond puts him back on. And I would see some pitchers heading out to the Blues bullpen, as there is, as Mark said, somebody already throwing out there. So Kocinski at first, 2 out, and that'll bring up John Friday.
So in this inning, Johnson caught stealing, Duty caught stealing. So 2 outs via the catcher.
They'll bring up John Friday. He's 0 for 2. Breaking ball inside ball 1. Had a grounded out in the second inning, but that ground out drove in a run. And he popped up to short in the third. .0 breaking ball. He did not go around. And the count 2-0.
But despite the errors, despite the walks, it's only 2-1. So I think the Blues, fortunate right now, only trailing by 1. But hanging in this game.
2-0 hit on the ground, and Edmond reaches down and picks it. And will flip to first to end the inning. So Jeff Schoenfeld and a nice pick by Edmond keeps the Bravehearts scoreless in the 4th. After 3.5 innings, it's 2-1 Bravehearts on the beat, the Bristol Blues Broadcast Network.
Bristol Blues present Northeast Wrestling live at Muzzy Field in Bristol, Connecticut on Friday, July 28th. See Rey Mysterio, Big Sexy Kevin Nash, Jack Swagger, Jerry Lawler, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Wrecking Ball Legursky, Ron Zombie, and more. Autograph signing with the stars before the event. Tickets start at only $10, available now at BristolBluesStore.com, NortheastWrestling.com, or at the Stadium box office. See Rey Mysterio, Kevin Nash, Jack Swagger, and more live at Muzzy Field in Bristol on Friday, July 28th. Brought to you by Ben & Jerry's of Connecticut.
We go to the bottom of the 4th inning here on the beat, the Bristol Blues Broadcast Network, with the Blues trailing the Bravehearts 2-1.
In 2001, sticking with the Midsummer Classic theme, Orioles legend Cal Ripken Jr. was named MVP, and his final All-Star Game appearance, the Iron Man, went deep off of Dodgers pitcher Chin Ho Park in the bottom of the 3rd at Safeco Field in Seattle. In the top of the 1st, with the help from Alex Rodriguez and Joe Torre, Cal Ripken played his original position, shortstop. A-Rod moved to 3rd base. The American League won their 5th straight All-Star game by a final score of 4-1.
That was the game when A-Rod and Ripken switched.
That's right.
Yes.
Yep, A-Rod went to 3rd, which he ended up doing a few years ago when he joined the Yankees. But in that situation, of course, Ripken's last All-Star Game appearance went out of his way to let Ripken play short, and then later hit a home run and was named MVP.
Cool way to go out in your last All-Star game.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Due up for the Blues in the 4th inning will be Mitch Williams, Jeff Schoenfeld, and Kyle Pileski. Justin Willis deals, and that one's fouled back 0-1. Now, we talked about this in the car. I did some research on my own, and have my own This Day in Baseball. 0-1 outside ball 1.
Yes, sir.
But it's more of a tomorrow in baseball history, but we won't be here tomorrow.
Well, that's right. So
Unless we want to sit up here and just talk to ourselves. Williams fouls that left side out of play, 1 and 2.
That's not a bad idea. We could put the All-Star Game on the computer over here.
That's fine, and we'll just sit here and talk to ourselves in an empty ballpark. That's fine. But But tomorrow in baseball history, July 11th, 1914, 103 years ago. This has a little connection to Muzzy Field. As Williams fouls it at the plate, still 1-2. Babe Ruth made his big league debut.
Wow. As a pitcher, too.
As a pitcher with the Red Sox. In that debut, as Williams awaits a 1-2 pitch, fouls it left side, still 1-2. In that debut, he was 19 years old.
That's crazy.
Faced the Cleveland Naps, held them to 3 runs, 2 earned in 7 innings, and got the win. As that's fouled away, still 1-2. Got the win at Fenway Park.
Wow.
Fenway Park in 1914 would have been 2 years old. In the Naps lineup that day, 1-2 again fouled away. That's 4 straight foul balls with a 1-2 count by Williams. So he's driving Willis' pitch count up some more. And then in the lineup for Cleveland that day, 2 Hall of Famers. Nap Lajoie,
Yep.
who the team was named after, and Joe Jackson.
Wow. Shoeless
Joe. And Williams goes down on strikes for the first out after a tough at-bat. Fouled off 4 pitches in a row with a 1-2 count. That'll bring up Jeff Schoenfeld, whose walk today extended his on-base streak to 17 straight games. Also thrown out 2 runners trying to steal. That came last half inning. So he's had a good day so far.
Firing just like Pudge back in the day. Who's getting inducted this season to the Hall of Fame.
That's true. Later, this month or in August, pitches down on away ball 1. So the rest of that 1914 season, only pitched 23 innings. Had a 3.91 ERA, did Ruth. Fastball strike 1-1. Next year, 217 and 2/3 innings, 2.44 ERA. And the year after that, 323 and 2/3 innings, and a 1.75 ERA.
My goodness.
Pitches over the head of Schoenfeld, and the count 2-1. Breaking ball. And then he went on. I don't know what happened in his career after that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Something with no net.
No, I don't know. After that, his career kind of loses. I don't know what he did after that. But he did play here at Muzzy Field, so there's that connection. As Schoenfeld hits one on the ground at the middle, and it will sneak through into center field for a base hit. So Schoenfeld continuing his good night. Second time he's been on base. A walk and now a single with 1 out here in the 4th, and I'll bring up Kyle Pileski.
Our player of the game, who flied out to Johnson back in the 2nd, but Schoenfeld does it all. Great defensive play as now rain has come down here at Muzzy Field.
Wow, that popped up out of nowhere. And it's really coming down. No tarp here at Muzzy Field, so they're just play through it unless it gets really bad for a long time.
And now people in the bullpen now coming to the dugout.
That one's hit in the air toward right center field. Johnson, in the raindrops, makes the call on the catch for the 2nd out of the 4th.
And now stepping in, number 9 hitter Nick Roy, who grounded out to Friday to end the bottom of the 2nd. So we'll see how much of this rain lasts, but I think for the umpires right now, just let them play through it.
You know, I just realized we talked about Ruth in Fenway Park, and he's made his debut in 1914. There's a strike to Roy, 0-1.
Yes.
Muzzy Field is as old as Fenway Park.
Yeah.
Muzzy Field first given to Bristol in 1912. So it's seen a lot of players come through here. 0-1 pitch to Roy, outside 1-1.
So names, obviously, here at Muzzy Field going back to the 70s with Wade Boggs.
The Bristol Red Sox.
Yep.
With Jim Rice. Fred Lynn. That one's fouled away 1-2. But among other names, besides Ruth and those Red Sox, Johnny Mize played here. Warren Svan played here. Satchel Paige.
Ooh.
And Vince Lombardi. Roy hits one in the air deep down the right field line toward that Babe Ruth sign into the corner. Foul and untouched.
Great effort, though, by DeMarco.
Almost made that play.
Especially in the rain. Not going to stop him.
Great effort, just out of his reach. So the count still 1-2.
And by now, I believe the Major League Baseball Home Run Derby has begun. I think someone is playing it in the press box. I think I hear it over there. Oh, it is on. All right, good. We'll get all the updates then.
Runner on first is Schoenfeld with 2 out in the 4th. Willis deals, and Roy hits one in the air to right center field. Will it get down? DeMarco going the other way, makes the catch this time to end the inning. We're through 4 here at Muzzy Field. 2-1, the Bravehearts lead the Blues. On the beat, the Bristol Blues Broadcast Network.
Do you have questions about your retirement? Ameriprise Private Wealth Advisor Christopher Fry can help. With the exclusive Confident Retirement approach, you'll work together to develop a retirement roadmap to get you where you want to go. Call Christopher today at 860-621-5657. His office is located at 100 Queen Street in Southington. The Confident Retirement approach is not a guarantee of future financial results. Investment advisory products and services are made available through Ameriprise Financial Services, Inc., a registered investment advisor. Go to bristolbeat.com ads directory, keyword retirement.
We go to the 5th inning here on the beat, the Bristol Blues Broadcast Network, with the Bravehearts leading Blues 2-1.
We'll take a look now at the upcoming Blues schedule. Tomorrow, the Blues will be on the road in a big matchup against the Wachusett Dirt Dogs. First pitch is scheduled for 6:35. Then on Wednesday, as Michael Gennaro told us earlier, 2 games against the Bravehearts. Thursday, the Blues will return to Muzzy Field at 7 against the Suns. And then, at least for the home broadcast, the last game will take place on Friday against the Rocks, also at 7.
New pitcher for the Blues will be the right-hander Joel Torres, as Malachi Edmonds' night is over. Rain still continuing to fall here at Muzzy Field. Just started in the bottom of the 4th. Joel Torres, his numbers, this will be his 3rd game of the season. Does not have a record, also does not have an ERA. 2 1/3 innings, 1 strikeout, 3 walks, 2 hits. He last pitched on the 4th of July against the Silver Knights in that 15-2 Blues win. Pitched I believe the final inning of that game.
I believe he did. Yes, because the previous inning was Manning.
That's true, yes. So he pitched the final inning in that game, faced 5 batters, walked 1, but did not allow a hit or a run.
Definitely a different situation coming in now, trying to keep this game at 2-1 as opposed to coming in 15-2 in your favor in the last inning. But definitely needs the work. So comes in here. We'll face Keiko, DeMarco, and Bornagao, the 5th, 6th, and 7th hitters for the Bravehearts to begin the top of the 5th. And Torres still warming up with Schoenfeld behind the plate. So far the Blues, as we talked about before, despite the errors in the field and the walks, only trail by 1 against these Bravehearts. The 7th meeting between these two teams, the Blues have won the last 5, and 4 of them in comeback fashion. The last game they played against them here, July 3rd, that was the night where Ross Weiner threw 6 2/3 innings and threw 101 pitches. And now stepping up is Keiko, who has reached base twice with a walk in the 1st and a hit back in the 3rd, and stole a base as well.
So Torres on for his 3rd game of the season. The right-hander deals, fastball inside corner, and the count 0-1.
All right, so we're going to mention this breaking news with Sano with 11 home runs in the 1st round.
Jeez.
That was my pick.
I know. You picked him. He's been a lot of people's sleeper pick this year. 0-1, outside 1-1. I personally went with, I felt Cody Bellinger.
What a first half he had for the Dodgers. And didn't even start the year with the team.
No, he spent the first, I would say, 3.5, 4 weeks or so in the minor leagues. 1-1 inside, and Keiko gets drilled. So he will take his base. Not a good start for Torres here in the 5th. So he's on to lead off the inning, and that'll bring up Pat DeMarco,
who reached base his last at bat in the 3rd. The error by Gonzalez. 2 errors that inning for the Blues. As Keiko reaches base for the 3rd time. A walk, a hit, and a hit by pitch.
He's gotten one of each. So runner at first, nobody out. With the rain still falling, it's lightened up a little bit, but it's still falling here at Muzzy. Torres deals, fastball right down the middle, and the count 0-1. Give you the final numbers on Malachi Edmond. The right-hander went 4 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs. Neither of those runs were earned. Walked 5 and struck out 4. And again, the issue with him, pitch down and away, ball 1. Too many walks and a high pitch count.
Yeah, it wasn't able to last long in this game, especially with the news that Tommy Curtin will not be available tonight. So we'll see how Ronnie Palmer mixes and matches the next couple of innings. Especially going to help for a couple innings out of Torres.
1-1 the count, and Torres another fastball on the outside corner, 1-2. So that is tied for the shortest outing of the season for Edmond. Both just happened to be against the Bravehearts.
And that was his first start of the season, right?
June 2nd on the road. 1-2 the count on DeMarco. The right-handed Torres with a long set. Now delivers. Breaking ball in the dirt. What a pick by Schoenfeld. Boy, he is really, you must get annoying saying it over and over again if you're listening, but he is such a fantastic catcher behind the plate, throwing out runners, blocking balls in the dirt, guiding pitchers through tough spots. He's really a great catcher back there for the Blues. Pitches high, 3-2.
And he gets on base every game. Was it 17 now?
Hey, he's no black hole at the plate either.
And definitely has earned his way as the starting catcher for this Blues team.
Count 3-2. Let's see if Keiko goes. He already has a stolen base tonight. And not going. Swing and a miss. He struck him out swinging. So DeMarco goes down on a breaking ball. It looked like they backed up on the inside part of the plate. So Torres with the strikeout. 1 gone here in the top of the 5th. And that'll bring up Rafael Bornegal.
And, that's one thing I've noticed, too, this season when we've been here. Every time there's a 3-2 count, you would think the runners would be sent. But we rarely see it.
No, not usually. Usually they do a lot of holding of runners, which is, expecting a lead like this, you let guys play free. But Keiko was not going there. Although with the way Schoenfeld has played tonight, I'm not sure you want to run and run to a 3rd out on the bases.
Well, that's the thing.
Breaking ball misses, ball 1.
Yeah, the last inning, Trevor Johnson caught stealing, and the same for Kevin Duty.
So Joe just passed me a note here. Again, Joe coming through in the clutch. Thanks, Joe. Joe Cool. Isn't that what they called Snoopy? Dirt Dogs Navigators update.
All right.
After 6 innings, Dirt Dogs trailing 2-0.
That's huge now for the Blues because if they win, we're tied.
If the Navigators, if that score holds and the Blues come back and win this game, that is going to be a very tight top spot. It's going to be 3-way tie at the top spot of the Western Division. Fastball high and away, 3-0 now. Torres has lost the strike zone a bit.
And, of course, the Rocks as well, who are currently in first place in the East Division.
Joe, is that on the is that at the Navigators or at the Dirt Dogs? At Navigators? 3-0 the count. Bornegal takes a fastball on the outside corner, 3-1.
Yeah, we'll definitely keep an eye on that one when we get to the 6th inning.
But the Blues need to start getting on the comeback trail and hold the Bravehearts. Bravehearts are putting up some long innings at the plate. Have only managed 2 runs, both of which came in the 1st inning. And the Blues bullpen, with the rain, looks like it has passed. Blues bullpen returns to their spot down the left field line after taking cover in the dugout. Bravehearts bullpen did not move. 3-1. Outside ball 4. So Bornegal works a walk. Puts runners on first and second, 1 out here in the 5th. And then I'll bring up the catcher, Nick Berry.
Who struck out in the 2nd and the 3rd. So we'll see here if he can avoid the hat trick as Shanefield goes out to talk to Torres with 2 on, 1 out here in the 5th. Bravehearts lead 2-1.
Hopefully the rain is done with us for tonight.
Yeah, you would think so.
They said there might be a little bit of a pop-up shower during the game. That is something you can easily play through. So 2 runners on for the Bravehearts here in the 5th inning. 2-1 Blues trail. Looks like none of the Blues pitchers have their control tonight. And they're taking a lot of time between pitches as well. The right-hander out of Western Oklahoma deals. That's hit on the ground slowly to second. The Tomosa bobbles it in his glove. So there went the force at second base. Instead, he goes to first. It was going to be hit too slowly probably for a double play anyway. Tried to get the force at second, but could not get the ball out of his glove. So instead, he took the out at first. So the Bravehearts have runners on second and third, 2 out. And I'll break up the number 9 hitter, Mariano Ricciardi.
Ricciardi, who walked back in the 2nd and ground out to Malachi to end the top of the 3rd. Now here's a big pitch by Torres with runners on 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs.
But that could be potentially become really big now that Tomosa could not get that ball and get the force out. Yeah, it puts 2 runners in scoring position as Ricciardi swings and misses through a fastball 0-1.
But didn't take any chances, didn't move over, didn't try to throw out the runner at second base, took the safe bet and threw it over the first base. But yeah, the ball got stuck in the glove. Also
possibly that maybe the ball slipped out of his hand in the glove. Grass might be a little slick thanks to that shower that just came by. 0-1, breaking ball foul, left side and out of play. Almost hit a couple of the cameras down there. A couple camera guys from the area press are here.
You got to watch out
camera
over there.
Guy and camera lady. So the count 0-2.
But he has him where he wants him now. Head and count 0-2 on the second baseman for the Bravehearts.
Right-hander Torres deals. Hit on the ground slowly left side. Blaylock coming in. Throws across his body. Does he get him? Yes, he does! Ricciardi did not like that call whatsoever. But the umpire calls him out. And Torres works out of a jam here in the 5th. After 4.5 innings of play, it's 2-1 Bravehearts. Here on The Beat, the Bristol Blues Broadcast Network.
The C.V. Mason Insurance Agency is a local, family-owned, independent insurance agency whose goal is to provide you with the best possible coverage at the best possible price. Their fully licensed staff will provide you the customer service you deserve. C.V. Mason, 254 Main Street, Bristol, insuring families and businesses since 1883. So rest assured, they aren't going anywhere. 860-583-4127. Online at cvmasoninsurance.com. CV Mason, there when you need them.
I'll go get it.
And we are back here on The Beat as your Bristol Blues trail the Bravehearts 2-1. But great job there by Torres working into and out of trouble.
Due up for the Blues in their half of the 5th inning. It'll be the top of the order, Mark Tomosa, Garrett Blaylock, and Mitch Gilmet. Justin Willis back on for his 5th inning. He's thrown a lot of pitches. But he will still stay out there. The Bravehearts bullpen has been up and down over the course of the game.
So we just learned in the press box, Gary Sanchez with 17 home runs in the first round. Wow. So fireworks in Miami. And no Judge or Stanton yet, right? Oh, Stanton's going right now.
So
Look at this.
Stanton in his home ballpark got to defend his home run derby title against Gary Sanchez. 17. Wow. I was not expecting 17 out of Gary Sanchez.
No. No way.
I was thinking, I really honestly thought he was going to hit less than 5. You don't really see catchers in the home run derby too often. No. I mean, we went through this the other day, actually.
Yeah, Pudge, I believe.
We went through this. We got our curiosity sometimes when baseball gets the better of us.
A lot of research done. Make sure that Works Cited page is ready to go.
Okay, so we're going to have a list right now as Tomosa stands in to lead things off in the 5th against the righty Justin Willis. The right-hander deals down low ball 1. So we have a list of catchers who have ever participated in the Home Run Derby, going back to the current edition of the Home Run Derby, which started back in the mid-'80s. That's fouled away 1-1. So here are the list of catchers. Carlton Fisk in 1985, Mike Piazza in 93 and 94, Javi Lopez in 98, Pudge Rodriguez in 2000 and 2005, and Joe Mauer in 2009. And now Gary Sanchez this year. 1-1, high and in, 2-1. The catchers really don't put up those good of a numbers in the Home Run Derby from what we've seen.
No, and I always forget that Joe Mauer was in that one in St. Louis.
Pudge, though, I think he have a decent, might have had a decent Home Run Derby.
The second one.
Yes, in 2005.
Yeah.
And I was in Detroit. The Bobby Abreu Home Run Derby.
Ah, that's right.
Where he had 42 that year. 3-1 on Tomosa, fastball outside corner, 3-1. So nice job by Gary Sanchez tonight.
Good thing I taped it at home.
Yeah, we'll watch it back. I'm sure we'll look at Twitter. I'll be blowing up later. 3-2, down low ball 4. So a good start for the Blues here in the 5th inning as Tomosa draws a walk. Second time he's been on base. He scored the only run in this game for the Blues. That was back in the 3rd inning on the front half of a double steal, scoring from third base. So runner at first, nobody out, and Garrett Blaylock stands in.
So Blaylock struck out in the 1st, ground out to the shortstop, Bordegal, in the 3rd. And now steps up here in the 5th with Tomosa at first.
Now, how many pitches did you just say Willis threw in his last start?
62.
62. Well, he's currently about to deliver pitch number 89.
So definitely way above what I think all of us expected. But see, in the bullpen for the Bravehearts, someone is getting loose there.
Tomosa leads off first. Blaylock takes one down on away ball 1. I was not expecting him to get near 90.
That's a big jump, especially from 62. 30 more pitches, at least.
I really thought Vanderbilt was going to have him on a really strict kind of, just to get him some work. Don't try to, well, maybe they want to get him extra work. I'm not sure. Pitches outside 2-0.
And the way it seems with this inning, the way it's unraveling so far, maybe we won't see him last with these next 3 outs.
So far, he's going 4+, 2 hits, 1 run, 6 walks, and 3 strikeouts as he checks on Tomosa at first. So far, these two teams have combined for 12 walks as Blaylock hits one in the air to center. Johnson drifts back. He's under it, makes the catch for the first out of the bottom of the 5th.
And now stepping up to the plate is Mitch Gilmet, who is still 0 for 0 with 2 walks, 1 in the 1st and 1 in the 3rd. And now we'll see a potential pitching change here. We'll see if a move is made, and it is.
So the Bravehearts manager, J.P. Pine, will make the change. Willis done after 4 1/3. But the runner on first is his responsibility. We head to break with the new pitcher coming in for the Bravehearts, who we'll tell you about on the other side of this break when we come back on The Beat, the Bristol Blues Broadcast Network.
Sometimes we make mistakes in our lives, and you may require a bail bondsman. Joe from Fernari Bail Bonds will bond you out with fast, professional service. He'll treat you with the respect and dignity you deserve. No bond is too big or too small. So when you're in trouble, give Fernari Bail Bonds a call, and Joe will get you through your most difficult situation. Joe is not only your bail bondsman, he's also your friend. Attorney referrals are available. Call Fernari Bail Bondsman at 860-919-3129. Payment plans are available, and all major credit cards are accepted. Joe's the man to get you out of a jam. Go to bristolbeat.com's ad directory, search keyword bail bonds.
Welcome back to the Beat, the Bristol Blues Broadcast Network. We're in the middle of the bottom of the 5th. New pitcher for the Bravehearts, who will tell you about after Mark tells you about some tickets you can win.
The Beat and Bristol Blues Baseball would like to take you and 3 others out to the old ball game. Listen to every Blues home game on The Beat, Bristol's Rock Mix. Throughout the broadcast, we will give out the Blues Player of the Game. Then you must head over to the Beat's website, bristolbeat.com, or Facebook page. Look for the Beat Blues Enter to Win forum. All correct entries have a chance to win family 4 packs of tickets to an upcoming home game at Muzzy Field. Each ticket comes with a first round of snacks on us. Tonight's player of the game is Bristol native Kyle Poleski. Listen for the player of the game to win only on The Beat, the official broadcasters of Bristol Blues baseball.
New pitcher for the Bravehearts is the righty R.J. Hall, who goes to Tufts University. This will be his 3rd appearance of the season. 2 games on the year, 1 start, has a 10.12 earned run average over 5 1/3 innings. 4 strikeouts, 1 walk. He's allowed 8 hits. He last pitched. So, last pitched on July 6th against the Suns. Winning inning and a third, 2 runs, both earned, 3 hits, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. His previous pitching appearance before that was a month before that, June 7th against the Mavericks.
So like Torres, needs a lot of work.
He'll enter this game with a runner on first, 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. He'll deal with Mitch Gilmet as Tomosa is on first start of this inning with a walk. The line on Willis, which is not yet complete since the runner on first is his responsibility. 4 1/3 innings, 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned, 6 walks, and 3 strikeouts.
So definitely the walks hurt both pitchers. But you have to say, very surprised. When you see those numbers, you would never think the game's still 2-1.
No, considering 6 walks, but just the 2 hits allowed, and he worked out of a lot of trouble. Hall deals a fastball in the outside corner, 0-1.
And like we said before, Gilmet has reached base twice via the walk.
Tomosa with a decent lead off first, the 0-1, outside 1-1.
Yeah, walk this way, right?
Little Aerosmith. Played that many times here on the beat. Not sure they play the one with the Run DMC version, probably the original version. 1-1, foul left side, another play, and the count 1-2 on Gilmet.
But how many times have we seen here before, and including yesterday, always late in the game when the Blues are trailing, they always fight and claw their way to get more runs on the board and retake the lead. As we just found out from the guys in the press box that Gary Sanchez is moving on, defeating Stanton 17-16.
That's surprising. I really thought Stanton had a really good chance of winning. 1-2, Gilmet with the swings through a breaking ball for the 2nd out of the inning. So 2 gone, runner at first. That'll bring up Ben Maycock. And Mark, here's what's important. Even though the Blues probably disappointed, they only picked up 2 hits and just 1 run despite walking 6 times against Willis. Here's the big part. They're now into the Bravehearts bullpen, which has struggled every time they've come into Muzzy Field.
That's right. And the guy that we talked about before, Tyler Lone Star, who has lost twice against the Blues on the season, especially with not the length you were thinking you were going to get out of Willis. We'll see definitely a couple guys come in tonight.
That's it on the ground into right field for a base hit. Tomosa rounding second. He's going to go to third. The throw from DeMarco is late. So a base hit for Maycock, and the Blues have runners on first and third, 2 out. And that'll bring up the third baseman, Jason Gonzalez.
And Jason Gonzalez walked back in the second and ground out to the second baseman, Mariano Ricciardi, in the third. So an opportunity for him to get a base hit and erase that error that he made earlier.
Runners on the corners, 2 out in the 5th. Blues trail by 1, 2-1. That's hit on the ground, foul. And the count 1-1.
And nobody's warming up in the Bravehearts bullpen.
0-1.
In the Bravehearts bullpen, so this is definitely R.J. Hall's inning to work into and out of trouble and keep this lead for the Bravehearts.
On third, Tomosa. On first is Maycock. The righty Hall deals. That's it in the air to deep center field. This ball, you can say goodbye to that one. Jason Gonzalez with a 3-run bomb on Home Run Derby night. And the Blues take the lead. It's 4-2.
Second time this year that we have seen Jason Gonzalez hit a 3-run home run. We saw it a few weeks ago here. And just like that, the Blues take the lead 4-2 in the fifth. What a shot by Gonzalez deep into left field. Now the Blues are on top by 2.
Jason Gonzalez does his best Gary Sanchez impression. A bomb out to almost straightaway center field, probably just to the left from our vantage point of the light tower there in center field. That was an absolute shot as Mitch Williams takes a strike 0-1.
And just like that, the Blues once again take the lead. What a magic here at Muzzy.
You just felt as Williams takes one down, ball 1.
Oh, they were due. Their time was coming, especially early on in the game, working the pitch count, getting the walks. Only time was going to be on their side.
Williams fouls it away 1-2.
What a shot.
Well, he got all of that one. He has really come on over the past, I'd say, maybe week and a half.
Got to keep up with his fellow college teammate, Blaylock.
1-2. Williams takes outside 2-2. And again, J.P. Pine must have nightmares of Muzzy Field when he goes to sleep at night. I mean, his bullpen comes in, and they can't hold a lead here. 2-0. Williams swings through it to end the inning. But the big blow. Jason Gonzalez, a 3-run bomb to center field, puts the Blues on top for the first time tonight. And at the end of 5 innings of play, it's 4-2 Blues here on the Beat, the Bristol Blues Broadcast Network.
Would you let your child drive a car without taking a class first? Heck no. So don't let them graduate high school unprepared for the real world. This program introduces a student to themselves, unlocking their full potential, help your kids find their gift, leading to a successful life. Classes are available locally and nationwide. Sign up your student today, ages 10 and older. For more information, call 860-309-0182 or visit bristolbeat.com, add directory, keyword, work it. Let work it help you.
To the 6th inning we go here on the Beat, the Bristol Blues Broadcast Network, with the Blues now in front of the Bravehearts 4-2.
There are just 2 more dates for fireworks this season here at Muzzy Field. Mark your calendars. Here we go. First, the FCBL All-Star Game on Tuesday, July 18th at 7. And the last game of the regular season, Sunday, August 6th, against the Dirt Dogs. That game is also at 7. As we enter here at the top of the 6th, Jason Gonzalez's 3-run shot gives the Blues a 4-2 lead. As we'll see if Torres can keep doing what he did last inning and keep this lead at 2. As the top of the order is coming up for the Bravehearts on the top of the 6th, Trevor Johnson, Kevin Duty, and Craig Kochinski.
So I was just talking with Joe, and he just said the Sharks just tied it up against Brockton. They're tied at 8 in the 6th inning. That seems like a wild game. So if the Rocks lose that game and the Blues hold on and win this game and the Dirt Dogs lose, the Dirt Dogs, the Blues, and the Rocks would all have 36 points.
Madness in the FCBL.
First pitch from Torres inside, ball 1. The Rocks are in the Eastern Division, and the Dogs and Blues are in the Western Division, but they would have 3 teams at 36 points, and the Blues and Dogs would be tied at 36. That's line to left field. There's a base hit for Johnson. That's the 3rd time he's led off an inning in this game out of 4 at-bats. And each time he's led off an inning, he's reached base. Reached on an error in the first, walked in the 4th, and now with a single here. Also had a single in the 2nd inning. He was caught stealing last time he was on base, though. Schoenfeld threw him out. See if he's a little more cautious this time around.
Does he dare do it again? Especially when your team's down 2 and you get a leadoff single.
Duty squares the bunt, goes around on the bunt attempt as he did not connect on it in the count 0-1.
Now, we saw him do this earlier in the game, right?
Last time up.
Yep.
And Johnson, he failed to put the bunt down. Johnson tried to steal, was thrown out. Then Duty swung away, hit a base hit, and then he was thrown out trying to steal second. 0-1, not bunting here. Fastball on the outside corner, 0-2.
Especially with a guy with 2 hits tonight. Had the best average on the team coming into tonight's game at .423. So his average has gone up with 2 hits. Looking for number 3 here.
Torres sets the 0-2. Fouled back. Just got a piece of the breaking ball, and the count's still 0-2.
And still nobody warming up in the Blues bullpen. So definitely expecting Torres to give them length tonight.
The 0-2 pitch reached out and pops it up right side. Foul and out of play. Still 0-2.
On deck, Craig Kosinski had that sacrifice in the first, struck out in the second, and walked in the fourth. He's on deck. So tough lineup right here for Torres to get out of this sixth.
Torres sets the 0-2 pitch. Down and away with a breaking ball, 1-2. The last thing you want to do if you're Torres is have a long inning after your team just took the lead for the first time in the bottom of the previous inning. As runner on first, nobody out, a 1-2 count on duty. The right-hander Torres deals breaking ball high, 2-2.
Yeah, we have to wait and see as who will Ronnie Palmer turn to. Because yesterday, obviously, Curtin pitched in back-to-back games. Anthony Marone won his 5th, which now leads the league. So maybe he's not available as well, but we'll see.
The 2-2 pitch is popped in the air to center. Roy is under it. Barely had to move to make the catch for the first out of the top of the 6th.
Yeah, big pitch right there by Torres to get the first out in the 6th as the first baseman hitting third, Kocinski, is at the plate.
And the Navigators have just tacked on another run against the Dirt Dogs. It's 3-0 in the bottom of the 7th there.
So far, so good for the Blues. Just want to hold on here and hope that the Dirt Dogs lose. And we'll be tied.
Wow. Who would have thought after an 0-6 start to the season? Torres deals. Swing and a miss. Good changeup by Torres there as Kocinski swings over the top of it, 0-1.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable turnaround. As you said, 0-6 start, have turned things around mightily, especially here at Muzzy, and with the additions of the 2 incoming freshmen at Vanderbilt to help out as Torres throws over the first. Johnson's back in time.
Kocinski has an RBI in this game on a sac fly. That came in the first inning. He's also struck out and walked. Johnson off first, the 0-1. Another good breaking ball. Kind of a tennis racket kind of wave at that, and the count 0-2.
And both those runs the Bravehearts got were in the first.
Nothing since, despite Malachi Edmond, which, again, you got to give him a lot of credit for.
He battled.
After walking, what did he walk, 5 guys? Yeah, he walked 5. Pitches outside, 1-2. Walked 5, allowed 4 hits. Struggled through a lot of innings. Over 4.
So what was it, 11 walks between both pitchers?
Well, between both starting pitchers, 11 walks.
Yeah.
Total in the game, 12, as Joel Torres has 1 so far. Count 1-2 on Kocinski. The right-handed deals. Hit on the ground, right side. That's going to sneak through into right field for a base hit. Johnson is going to hold at second. So the Bravehearts have runners on first and second, 1 out. And that will bring up the third baseman, John Friday.
Yeah, Williams hesitated there for a second. Didn't know if he should make the play or let Tomosa do it. Ball goes into right field. Now first and second with Friday at the plate, who, like Kocinski, got that RBI ground out to Tomosa back in the first. Always tough play for a first baseman, though. Don't know if you react, make the play, or let your second baseman do it.
And that's a high chop, too. Would have been a tough play. Breaking ball down and away, ball 1. So even if he did go up with some serious hops to make that play on the high chop, you still have to beat the runner at first or try to flip it to the pitcher to get the out. So it still would have been a tough play anyway. 1-0 to Friday. Foul right side, out of play, 1-1. And it's raining again here in Muzzy.
Not going away yet. And we have to keep an eye on the forecast as well, because next 2 times the Blues are here after tonight, rain is scheduled to take place not only Thursday, but Friday. But it could change, of course.
That's for sure. 1-1 the count on Friday. Torres trying to work out of a first and second 1-out jam. And a breaking ball popped up right side in front of the Bravehearts dugout. Shane Felt makes the call on the catch right in front of the Bravehearts dugout for the second out of the 6th.
And now we'll see what happens with Keiko at the plate with 2 on, 2 outs. So Torres really has to get this 3rd out here, facing one of the best hitters in the league, who has reached base all 3 times, walked in the 1st, base hit, and stole the base in the 3rd, and was hit by a pitch last inning in the 5th.
So runners on first and second, 2 out. A big moment in this game as Torres tries to work out of a jam and face a really good hitter. The righty sets at the chest and delivers. Nubbed foul, third base side. And the count 0-1.
Get that first strike in there to Keiko. And we'll see what happens here on the second pitch of this at-bat. Big sequence here in this game. Torres versus Keiko.
The righty sets with Johnson dancing off second. 0-1 is popped up. Third base side, foul and out of play. And the count 0-2.
Now we see here, what does Shane Felt call for Torres? Make him chase. Don't throw that strike right away.
Well, he seems to have a good breaking ball tonight, does Torres.
That might be the pitch to call on here.
Maybe he might waste one up, see if he chases it. But you got to make sure you got to get it way up. And he did get that way up, but it was also way outside as well. So the count 1-2.
And if Keiko does reach, the right fielder, Pat DeMarco, is on deck. As you see his pants a little dirty from that attempt he had a couple innings ago, diving into foul territory.
Torres sets the 1-2, again high, and the count even at 2-2 after being ahead of the count 0-2.
And you don't want this count going to 3-2 because the runners could be off on the pitch and the base hit, especially in the gap, could get this game tied back at 4.
2-2 the count on Keiko. Runners on first and second in the 6th. Blues lead by 2. Torres sets the 2-2. In the dirt, 3-2, so that will release the base runners as they will be going on the pitch with 2 out and a 3-2 count.
So from 0-2 to 3-2. As Pine is giving the signs to his base runners. Johnson at second. Kocinski at first. With Keiko at the plate, Torres on the mound. As Torres calls time and now wants a new ball.
Maybe that ball got a little slick. Rain now seems like it's gone away again.
But once again, the Blues retook the lead in the bottom of the 5th thanks to that 3-run shot by Jason Gonzalez.
Torres trying to get out of this inning with no damage. Runners on first and second, 2 out. They will go on the pitch. The pitch to Keiko, down low, ball 4. So the inning continues following a 2-out walk. Bases loaded as Shane Felko is out to talk with his pitcher, and that'll bring up the right fielder, Pat DeMarco.
And Keiko has now reached base 4 times. 2 walks, a hit by pitch, and a base hit. As now DeMarco steps in, walked in the 1st, reached on the error by Blaylock, or Gonzalez in the 3rd, and struck out last inning in the 5th.
And there is a lefty who just got up in the Blues bullpen. So lefty means that it's one of Probably just two people, Hayden Manning or Keith Grant. Pitches down low, ball 1 to DeMarco. I'm going to guess that it's Keith Grant, but I'm not entirely sure.
Well, like Torres before, Manning could use some work in that bullpen as well, but might not want to put him in here, especially in a high leverage situation with bases loaded and 2 outs.
1-0 the count on DeMarco. Torres deals, fastball on the outside corner, 1-1. Johnson at third, Kuczynski is at second, and Keiko is at first.
Despite only 6 runs tonight for both teams, many opportunities.
A lot of base runners in this game. 7 walks by Blues pitchers. That's hitting up the middle. That's going to get down for a base hit. Johnson's going to score. Here comes Kuczynski. The throw will be cut off by Mitch Williams. A 2-run single by Pat DeMarco, and this game is tied at 4.
Well, magic right there for the Bravehearts with 2 outs. Big hit right there by DeMarco. Ties the game up at 4. As Johnson scores, Kuczynski scores. Keiko is at second, DeMarco at first, and we are even up.
For DeMarco, he now has 6 runs batted in on the season and another conference on the mound between Schoenfeld and Torres. After the righty allows 2 runs to be scored, that's going to be a deflating feeling for the Blues. After dramatically with Gonzalez's home run, take the lead in the bottom of the 5th, and then to give up a 2-run single to make it 4-4 here with the Bravehearts possibly looking for more with Bernegal coming to the plate, and that's going to be it for Torres. He will not even get to face the Braveheart shortstop. They're going to go to the bullpen. So not the job Torres wanted to do as he departs in the middle of the top of the 6th inning. We're going to step aside. We'll tell you about the new pitcher when we come back here on The Beat, the Bristol Blues Broadcast Network.
Being arrested and charged with a crime is frightening and stressful. It is important to remain silent until you can speak with an attorney who knows how to protect you. At the law offices of Jody Zills Gagny, I take pride in smart and proactive criminal defense. I will guide you through the legal system and diligently pursue the best possible result within the framework of the law to get the charges dismissed, negotiate on your behalf, or fight for you at trial. Before you talk to anyone, call attorney Jody Zills Gagny at 860-582-4495 or go to the ads directory at bristolbeat.com and search keyword Jody, that's Jody with an I, for the law offices of Jody Zills Gagny.
New pitcher for the Blues to try to get out of a 1st and 2nd 2-out jam after 2 runs scored off Joel Torres. It'll be the lefty Keith Grant making his 7th appearance of the season on the year, 0-1 with a 5 ERA. 6 games, 2 of which have been starts, 18 innings pitched, 12 strikeouts, 7 walks. 21 hits, the left-hander who goes to Johnson and Wales. Last pitched on July 6th against the Silver Knights on the road, went 2 innings, allowed 5 runs, all earned on 5 hits and 1 walk. This is only his 2nd appearance at home this season. His lone appearance at home came on June 9th in the Game 1 doubleheader against the Dirt Dogs. He's made 1 appearance against the Bravehearts this year. That came back on June 2nd. Pitched 2 scoreless innings, walked 1, and struck out 2.
Definitely want to bring him in here in this situation with a lefty-on-lefty matchup with Bornegal at the plate with 2 on, 2 outs. If you're Grant right here, make that big pitch and keep this game tied at 4. But always with these two teams, back and forth, never say die attitude. The Bravehearts match the Blues with their few runs back in the 5th.
Torres goes an inning and 2/3, allows 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 2 walks, 1 strikeout, and the runners on 1st and 2nd are his responsibility. So his line is not yet complete as Keith Grant, if he can get Bornegal here and preserve this as a 4-4 game will make Torres' line complete.
And he's reached base twice. That error by Blaylock in the third and walked in the fifth.
So lefty on lefty matchup. Grant trying to keep this a 4-4 game after the Bravehearts scored 2 in this inning so far. Pitch in the dirt, and that will get away and allow both runners to move up a base. So not the start Grant wanted there on the well pitch on the first pitch. Now base hit could score 2.
Yeah, so now Keiko is at third. DeMarco at second. So as you said, base hit could mean 2 for the Bravehearts and for them to retake the lead.
1-0. That's high 2-0. Against lefties this season, Grant has held them to a .222 average. Just 2 hits and 9 at-bats. That's popped up. And Tomosa makes the catch to end it. So a nice job by Grant to get the out and keep this a 4-4 game after the end of 5.5 innings. It's 4-4 on the Beat, the Bristol Blues Broadcast Network.
The Beat Bristol's Rock Mix is proud to be the official broadcast station of the Bristol Blues, the city's very own baseball team. So whether you're at the field or away, catch every home game from Muzzy Field by listening to the broadcast at bristolbeat.com or on our free app. This year's winning combination, Bristol Blues baseball on Bristol's Rock Mix, the Beat.
We go to the bottom of the 6th inning here on the Beat, the Bristol Blues Broadcast Network. 4-4 game between the Bravehearts and Blues. As due up for the Blues in their half of the 6th inning is the bottom third of the order, Jeff Shanefield, Kyle Pileski, and Nick Roy against R.J. Hall, who came in last inning and served up the Jason Gonzalez 3-run home run.
We'll take a look now at the FCBL scoreboard for Monday, July 10th. 2 games that definitely Blues fans are keeping their close eyes on. In the bottom of the 6th, the Brockton Rocks lead the Martha's Vineyard Sharks 8-7. And then in the bottom of the 8th, the Dirt Dogs trail the Navigators, getting shut out 3-0. So once again, if the Dirt Dogs lose, as well as the Rocks, there'll be a 3-way tie with all these teams with the amount of points in the FCBL.
But the Blues have to start their offense up again, as Torres allowed 2 runs in the top of the 6th inning. Blues just got the lead for the first time all night on the Gonzalez 3-run home run at the bottom of the 5th, and Gonzalez gave up 2 right back on the RBI single by Pat DeMarco. Keith Grant came in and got the final out of that 6th inning. So Shanefield stands in. He has reached base twice tonight, extended his on-base streak, to 17 in a row with a walk in the 2nd inning and also singled in the 4th. He's also thrown out 2 runners on the base paths.
In the same inning.
Back-to-back, Johnson and Duty. First pitch, high and in, ball 1.
Second time that he almost got hit tonight.
But the last time that Shanefield saw that pitch up and in, the very next pitch he singled right back up the middle. So a little take that. 1-0, swing and a miss. And the count 1-1.
And we'll see now if the Blues can respond with the 2 runs the Bravehearts had in the top half of the 6th.
1-1, breaking ball inside, 2-1.
Again, 4 of the 5 victories against the Bravehearts in comeback fashion.
The 2-1 pitch, high 3-1.
So now 3-1 on Shanefield with our player of the game, Pileski, on deck.
Here comes the 3-1 to the catcher. That's hit in the air down the left field line. and over the Blues bullpen foul, and the count remains 3-2.
So 4 runs for each team, 7 hits for the Bravehearts, 4 for the Blues. And the 3-2 pitch on the way to Schoenfeld.
That's fouled back, and he keeps the at-bat going, count 3-2. On deck is Pileski, who's flied out to center twice. The right-hander Hall deals, and that hit him. So Schoenfeld on for the third time with a walk, a single, and a hit by pitch, almost like Keiko in the same exact order. A walk, single, and hit by pitch.
He just felt that he was going to get hit, though. Third time right near him, and that one actually does hit him. And now our player of the game is up.
So Schoenfeld on first to lead off the bottom of the 6th against R.J. Hall. And now the right-handed hitting Pileski, the DH tonight, who's 0 for 2. Hall deals. Pileski squares the bunt and pops that straight up behind the plate. Barry, long run, but he can't get there, and the count 0-1.
Yeah, Barry's the one with the hair.
He's got the long locks flowing behind the plate there. I would say he looks a little like Jason Worth.
Oh, that's a good one, too. Yeah.
He looks, when that mask is off, he looks just like him.
I believe I saw a beard as well.
That's why the comparison.
Yeah, when he was coming back here.
Let's see if Pileski bunts again. Did not have really good form there. And he pops it up, it's going straight back, and still 0-2. Does not look like Pileski bunts often.
Yeah, no. Definitely wants to do it there to move Schoenfeld to second base, but now, obviously, the bunt will be taken off with 2 strikes, you would think.
He's not really looked too comfortable bunting. Both times he's kind of gone at it with the bat not very level. It's just very diagonal, not the optimal way to bunt. So he'll swing away on 0-2, and he fouls that back, still 0-2.
And on deck, Nick Roy, who ground out to Friday in the 2nd and popped out to right field in the 4th.
0-2 again coming to Pileski. High ball 1. Runner on first, the 1-2 pitch, fouled straight back again. Still 1-2.
So Justin Bohr hit 22 home runs for the Marlins. So what a night in Miami. And it's not over yet.
Maybe by the end of this night, we'll send Jason Gonzalez there, too. Swing and a miss. Pileski down on strikes. Chase the breaking ball down on the way, so 1 out here in the 6th. That'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Nick Roy, who is 0 for 2. Grounded out in the 2nd inning on a fielder's choice and flied out to right in the 4th.
I just thought, Gary Sanchez's home run derby outing. Take that, Logan Morrison.
Fastball on the outside corner, 0-1. Logan, if you're listening, Mark says take that.
I forgot about that during the week.
He was complaining, for people who don't know, was complaining that Sanchez made the home run derby. Morrison had more as Hall checks on Schoenfeld at first. He's complaining, wondering why perhaps he wasn't in the home run derby, but Sanchez did a nice job so far tonight there. 0-1 to Roy, breaking ball down low, 1-1. On deck is the leadoff hitter, Mark Tomoso, who's reached base twice tonight. Schoenfeld at first, he was hit by a pitch to start this inning, and then Hall struck out Pileski. So 1 out, game tied at 4 in the 6th. Hall deals. There goes Schoenfeld. That's hit on the ground right side. That does not hit the runner. Looked like it was going to hit Schoenfeld. Ricciardi recovered and throws out Roy for the 2nd out of the inning. Schoenfeld at 2nd with 2 out for Mark Tomosa.
Now Tomosa steps up, trying to give the Blues the lead here. with 2 outs in the 6th.
Moses singled and scored in the 3rd, walked and scored in the 5th. So he is 1 for 2. He grounded out in the 1st inning to short. Go ahead run at second base. Here in the bottom of the 6th of a 4-4 game between the Bravehearts and Blues. Tight game like all these games between these two teams seem to be. Breaking ball misses inside, ball 1.
And now in the bottom of the 8th inning, Navigators tacked on a run and now lead 4-0 over the Dirt Dogs at Frazier Field.
So that part of the scoreboard is breaking well for the Blues. They got to take care of this scoreboard here, though, at Muzzy. There's a fastball to strike, 1-1. Hall now with 30 pitches since coming in last inning. The righty sets at the belt and delivers. Breaking ball swung on and missed. He's got a big breaking ball, and Blues hitters, for the most part, have swung right over the top of it. And it's 1-2.
Now, again, do you go back to that pitch? Is Tomosa expecting it, or do you try to go with a fastball?
Well, he went to Pileski and got him on a strikeout there on a big swing. 1-2, goes to it again, and it's fouled right to the on-deck hitter, Garrett Blaylock.
Coming up for the Bravehearts on the top of the 7th, Nick Berry, Mariano Ricciardi, and Trevor Johnson. 8, 9, and 1.
And that'll be against Keith Grant as nobody is warming up in the Blues bullpen. Tomosa hits one on the ground left side. Deep in the hole, it's short, and no throw is made. That was going to be a tough play for Bornegal to try to make that throw. So an infield hit for Tomosa. On to third goes Shanefeldt. Runners on the corners. 2 out, and that'll bring up Garrett Blaylock. And this is the guy I feel the Blues really want up in this situation.
Definitely. Their best hitter on the season in terms of average comes up with 2 on, 2 out. Game tied at 4. Blaylock in his last at-bat flew out to Johnson back in the 5th, and that's Tomosa's 2nd hit of the night, 3rd time he has reached base.
With runners in scoring position this season, Blaylock hitting .333 and 18 at-bats, takes a fastball high, ball 1. First and third, 2 out in the 6th, 4-4 game. Hall deals to Blaylock, popped up, left side, and out of play. Count 1-1.
There is someone warming up in the Bravehearts bullpen, a righty.
Do you think it could be Tyler Lone Star?
Never know. It could be as a righty, so.
Halfway there. That's a little check swing, hit on the ground ball at second, and Blaylock is retired to end the inning. So the Blues threaten here in the 6th, but do not score. Let's take this to the 7th. 4-4 game between the Bravehearts and Blues on the Beat, the Bristol Blues Broadcast Network.
Looking for a great day out on the golf course? Join us for the Central Connecticut Chambers of Commerce Golf Tournament taking place Monday, August 7th at Tunxus Country Club in Farmington. This tournament is tons of fun with lots of prizes, great food, free gifts, good company, and some beautiful golfing. Plus the chance to win 5 hole-in-one prizes, including $10,000, 2 Harleys, and 2 brand new cars. Sponsorships, foursomes, and individual golfer opportunities available. Register today at centralconnecticutchambers.org.
We go to the top of the 7th inning here at Muzzy Field on the Beat, the Bristol Blues Broadcast Network. 4-4 game between the Bravehearts and Blues on the Beat.
Now, we just learned from Joe, our stat guy, that if the Dirt Dogs do end up losing that game, which is still in the bottom of the 8th, 4-0 Navigators, it would be Wachusett's 5th consecutive loss.
And it's now 5-0 as Joe just turned his computer toward us.
All right, so Navigators keep tacking on some runs. 3 outs to go. But the Blues, like you said last inning, it's all in their hands. They just got to worry about this game right now and try to get this victory.
And if you're wondering about playoffs, I mean, playoffs, the end of the regular season is August 6th, so we're less than a month away from the season being over.
It's coming quickly.
There's only 10 more home games left here at Muzzy Field.
And who they play the last game of the regular season? The Dirt Dogs.
I'm going to go ahead and say the Dirt Dogs. So that's why we're scoreboard watching so much here. I mean, it's definitely going to come down right to the wire here.
And we just learned that Aaron Judge has tied Justin Bohr with 22.
Jeez. These guys are putting on some kind of show there tonight. By the way, we should also mention, Joe gave us this stat earlier, about how this is the longest winning streak at home in Blues franchise history. This is only their third year in existence, but they've won 8 straight games at home coming into this one. Their previous 2 longest streaks were 4 games each, July 4th through the 8th in 2015 and June 10th through the 16th in 2016. Grant deals outside ball 1 to Barry. The past 2 seasons, slider down and in, swung on and missed. Count 1-1. Blues were 16-14 at home in 2015 as Barry swings for that one 1-2. 17-11 last year, and this year seem to be outpacing themselves in this one. They're 13-4 this season.
Remarkable what they have done here at Muzzy Field, especially all the comeback victories.
Barry fouls that away, still 1-2.
But as you mentioned before, so comfortable here playing at Muzzy. The attitude they have, never out of it, battling back. Even Ronnie Palmer was talking to us about it.
Mm-hmm. He really, and you talk to some of the players, and there's just a feeling when you bring up how well they play at Muzzy Field. 1-2, swing and a miss. Barry goes down on strikes.
The third time tonight for Barry, so he has a hat trick. Third strikeout on 4 at-bats as now Mariano Ricciardi steps up. Ground out in his last at-bat in the 5th. To Blaylock.
That strikeout by Grant as Ricciardi pops one in the air. Shallow left field. Will it get down? Yes, it will. In shallow left field, Ricciardi takes a wide turnaround first, but will hold it right there with a 1-out single. That strikeout of Grant, by Grant of Barry, was brought to you by First Impressions Hair Salon in Bristol, Connecticut, who will be donating $5 for every Bristol Blues strikeout throughout the 2017 season as a part of the Shepherd Meadows Strikeout Club.
Now, if you're wondering about Ricciardi over there at first base, no stolen bases on the season, but has been caught once. Does he dare run on Schoenfeld, who has thrown out 2 guys in the first pitch, call a strike, count 0-1?
Interesting question, whether or not they send him. I mean, a 4-4 game in the 7th, you would think that they would be on the move, but the way Schoenfeld has been throwing tonight, that's what having a good catcher back there will do for you. Dancing a little bit off first. Good slider, swung on and missed. 0-2. He's got the Andrew Miller slider going tonight, does Grant.
Yeah, he does. Nice job so far of the bullpen. And by the way, that was Duty's first caught stealing in 14 attempts.
Wow. So Schoenfeld threw out a pretty good base stealer.
Was 13 for 13 before that one.
Oh, he's got a big 1 in that column now. 0-2, slider down and in, 1-2.
You know, Chris Davis will be thinking Schoenfeld.
Keeping that lead intact for him.
15 for Chris Davis.
Ricciardi at first, 1 out in the top of the 7th, 4-4 games in the Bravehearts and Blues. Grant, the lefty, will check on Ricciardi. He's back safely.
And by the way, we did learn that Aaron Judge did beat Justin Bohr with a home run in bonus time.
Another check by Grant. And Ricciardi pops right back up. Look at that. He popped right back up and went even farther. That's out of the Ricky Henderson school of base stealing. 1-2, slider in the dirt, 2-2. I mean, as soon as he slid, he popped right back up and went right back out to that lead and maybe took an extra step.
Johnson has reached base all 4 times.
Two singles, a walk, and reached on an error. Grant stares at Ricciardi, and then will check on him again. as Ricciardi has really gotten the attention of Grant. But he's got Johnson to deal with a 2-2 count. He's one pitch away, a double play away from getting out of this inning. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out on a slider in the dirt. So Grant with another strikeout, his second of the inning. 1 on, 2 out now, and that'll bring up Kevin Duty.
Kevin Duty's last at bat flew out to Nick Roy back in the 6th. So 1 on, 2 outs, and Duty at the plate.
And we'll go back to the Shepherd Meadows Strikeout Club again as Duty squares the bunt again. He's done that many times tonight. He went around on it, said the home plate umpire. 0-1, and here comes J.P. Pine, the manager down the third base coach, having a conversation with the home plate umpire.
Love it, though. We have always seen some emotion from J.P. Pine.
Every game the Bravehearts have come here, he's had an issue with something with the umpire, especially with check swing calls. 0-1 on Duty.
But Gonzalez goes back now on the dirt. We'll see here if Duty tries to bunt again.
0-1, a step slider on the dirt, 1-1.
Especially with 2 outs. Yeah, you won't be swinging here. Game's tied.
So Grant's second strikeout of the inning. We'll say that Ken's Grill sponsored that strikeout. Ken's Grill located in Bristol, Connecticut. They'll be donating $5 as well for every Bristol Blues pitcher who gets a strikeout through the 2017 season. Breaking ball high 2-1 on Duty.
Definitely want to retire Duty here, especially with these dangerous hitters approaching in Kocinski, Friday, and Keiko.
Slider down low, 3-1. As Mark said, Kocinski on deck. Grant trying to get out of this 7th inning, and he will not as he walked Duty, fastball high and away. So runners on first and second, 2 out, and that'll bring up the lefty, Greg Kocinski, who singled and scored his last time up.
So now Duty's is at first, Ricciardi's at second. Now lefty on lefty matchup once again.
And the Dirt Dogs have lost. So they go down 5-0 against the Navigators. So the Blues win means they would be tied at the top of the Western Division. Breaking ball, good slider on the inner half, 0-1.
Yes, Dirt Dogs going through a tough time right now. 5 straight losses. And we'll play the Blues tomorrow night on the road.
Which that'll be a battle for first place. Grant deals the 0-1. Slider just misses the inside corner, 1-1. So the Dirt Dogs over their last 10 games are now 3-7 after losing 5 in a row. They dropped to 18-13 on the season. 1-1, hit on the ground foul outside of first, 1-2.
And the Blues, on the website, the projected starter tomorrow is the undefeated Ross Weiner.
Been one of their best pitchers all season long.
One of the top ERA guys in the league.
That's the guy you want to have facing the Bravehearts. Grant sets the 1-2 pitch. That's line to right field. That's going to be a base hit. They're going to wave Ricciardi around third. He is going to score easily. An RBI single for Greg Kocinski, and the Bravehearts have taken the lead back. It's 5-4.
Yeah, big knock by there with Kocinski with 2 outs. Bravehearts retake the lead. Nice job, though, backing up by Grant there on the throw in right field from Maycock. As Kocinski decided to stay on first with Duty now on third.
And Grant wanted to get a slider down and away and try to bury it in the dirt, and instead he hung it. And Kocinski, a good hitter, put the bat on the ball and poked it in the right field. to give the Bravehearts the 1-run lead.
So definitely want to hold it here. Keep it 5-4. Don't want this inning to keep unraveling. Facing a very dangerous hitter Friday.
For Kozinski, that's his second RBI of the game. Had a sac fly back in the first as Friday takes low for ball 1.
And Friday got the other RBI in the first. That ground out to Tomosa. Would have Bravehearts got 2 productive outs after the error and single by Duty back in the first. And Keiko waiting on deck.
That's it on the ground is short. Blaylock will flip to second to get the out, but the Bravehearts get a run on the great Kozinski RBI single. Time to stretch here at Muzzy Field. 5-4. Bravehearts lead it as we head to the bottom of the 7th on the beat, the Bristol Blues Broadcast Network.
The Beat and Bristol Blues Baseball would like to take you and 3 others out to the ball game. Listen to Bristol Blues Baseball home games on The Beat. Throughout the broadcast, Ricky and Mark will give out the Blues player of the game. Then head over to The Beat's website at bristolbeat.com or our Facebook page at Bristol Beat and look for the Blues Enter to Win form. All correct entries have a chance to win a family 4-pack of tickets to an upcoming home game at Muzzy Field. Each ticket comes with a first round of snacks on us, The Beat, and Bristol Blues Baseball. Listen for the player of the game to win on The Beat, the official broadcasters of Bristol Blues Baseball.
We go to the bottom of the 7th inning here at Muzzy Field. On The Beat, the Bristol Blues Broadcast Network. Bravehearts just took the lead back. It's 5-4 as the Blues will send up the 3, 4, and 5 hitters in the bottom of the 7th.
Bottom of the 7th means it's time to wish some Major League Baseball players a very happy birthday on this July 10th. Former lefty pitcher Buddy Groom, yes, Buddy Groom, turns 52 today. The relief pitcher played for 6 different teams, the Tigers, Marlins, Athletics, Orioles, Yankees, and Diamondbacks. Groom led the majors in appearances in 1999 with 76 and still holds the record for most games pitched without recording a single at-bat. Former outfielder Hal McRae turned 72. The 3-time All-Star began his playing career with the Reds and was a member of the 1985 Royals World Series team. McRae also managed the Royals and the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, and I'll get to the last birthday very shortly.
And the reason for that is we have to recover from the Buddy Groom reference.
Oh, man.
I never thought we'd get through today with a Buddy Groom reference. 2 up for the Blues with a Mitch Gilmet, Ben Maycock, and Jason Gonzalez. Productive part of the Blues order tonight. Gilmet has walked twice. Swing and a miss. And the count on 1 against the righty R.J. Hall.
And we see both pitchers warming up in the bullpens for both teams.
0-1, breaking ball down low, ball 1. Hall came in, got the final 2 outs of the 5th inning. And also pitched the 6th inning. Pitches low, ball 2. He did give up the 3-run home run to Jason Gonzalez, though. So he's giving up 2 runs in an inning and 2/3. 0-1, drilled to right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. So a leadoff single, a hard hit for Mitch Gilmet. He's on to open the 7th inning for the Blues, and that'll bring up the Yukon right fielder, Ben Maycock.
Hall of Famer Andre Dawson turned 63. The 8-time All-Star won the National League Rookie of the Year in 1977 with the Montreal Expos. The Hawk also won NL MVP in his first season with the Chicago Cubs in 1987. That year, he led the league with 49 home runs and 137 RBIs. The 8-time Gold Glove winner was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 2010.
First pitch to Maycock, fastball high and away at ball 1.
Now, yesterday, the Blues were trailing by the same score against the Sharks. It was also 5-4. They scored 1 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th, both on wild pitches.
And that allowed them to win their 8th straight game at home. Swing and a miss 1-1. They'll have to try to do that same thing to try to win their 9th straight at home game. 1-1 the count on Maycock, who has reached base twice, a walk in the first, a single in the fifth. He came around to score in the fifth, and it's also struck out. That came in the third. Gilmet on first, had a hard hit single to open up the bottom of the seventh. And there he goes, and that's squared to bunt and foul into the Blues dugout, and the count 1-2.
Try to get him over the second there. So now Maycock down the count with Gilmet at first here in the seventh. And I'm assuming that in the dugout for the Blues, word has spread around that the Dirt Dogs have already lost.
We can also shout it down to them. That's fouled. Back to the screen, count 1-2.
And the man that hit the 3-run home run back in the bottom of the fifth is waiting on deck.
1-2 the count on Maycock. Gilmet on first. Swing and a miss, strike three. Maycock goes down on strike, slams his bat into the ground. So one away here in the bottom of the seventh, and that'll bring up the aforementioned Jason Gonzalez.
Second time that Ben Maycock has struck out tonight. But now stepping up is Jason Gonzalez, who has reached base twice, including that big home run a few innings ago. Can he do it again?
That blast by Gonzalez just to left center. That one's lined to right field. Another hit for Gonzalez. Gilmet will hold up at second, and the Blues have runners on first and second, one out in the bottom of the seventh as they're putting together a little rally here in the bottom of the seventh.
Just like that, every time the Bravehearts score, it seems like the Blues always bounce back, respond, and put up a few runs for themselves as now Mitch Williams steps up, has struck out in his last two plate appearances.
Third time Gonzalez has reached, has a walk. Of course, the 3-run home run in the fifth, and that was single. He's also grounded out to second. So first and second, one out against R.J. Hall. And the bullpen for the Bravehearts is active. And speaking of which, we might have a change as J.P. Pine comes to the mound. And I believe he has signal, and he has. So the Bravehearts will turn to their second reliever of the game. We'll be right back with runners on first and second, one out in the seventh. The Blues trailing by one on the beat, the Bristol Blues Broadcast Network.
Bristol Blues present Northeast Wrestling Live at Muzzy Field in Bristol, Connecticut on Friday, July 28th. See Rey Mysterio, Big Sexy Kevin Nash, Jack Swagger, Jerry Lawler, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Wrecking Ball Legursky, Ron Zombie, and more. Autograph signing with the stars before the event. Tickets start at only $10, available now at BristolBluesStore.com, NortheastWrestling.com, or at the Stadium box office. See Rey Mysterio, Kevin Nash, Jack Swagger, and more live at Muzzy Field in Bristol on Friday, July 28th. Brought to you by Ben & Jerry's of Connecticut.
New pitcher for the Bravehearts. It'll be the familiar face of right-hander Kendall Pomeroy, native of Shrewsbury, Massachusetts, who goes to UMass Lowell. I say familiar face because when the Blues and Bravehearts played July 4th weekend, the Bravehearts were here July 1st and 3rd. Pomeroy pitched in both of those games. July 1st against the Blues, went 2 innings, allowed an unearned run to score on 2 hits, 2 strikeouts. On July 3rd, pitched 3 1/3, 2 hits, 5 strikeouts. So on the season, if you have those up total, 5 1/3 innings against the Blues, 1 unearned run, 4 hits, 7 strikeouts. Overall on the season, this will be his 11th game, 3.37 ERA with a save. 16 innings pitched, 21 21 strikeouts. Walks were a bit high at 11, and he's also surrendered 20 hits. He last pitched on July 7th against the Silver Knights. He struggled in that game. Only got 1 out and allowed 3 unearned runs on 3 hits.
2 hits in the inning so far, one from Gilmet, the other from Gonzalez. And now for Mitch Williams, great time here to get your first one of the game and possibly get this game tied back up at 5. Wait, we have seen Pomeroy a couple times this year against the Blues, and we'll see here when he comes into the game with 2 on, 1 out. Bravehearts still in front 5-4 with 1 out in the 7th.
So 2 on, 1 out. On second is Gilmet. On first is Gonzalez. Pomeroy deals to Williams. Fastball outside, ball 1. Mark mentioned it earlier. Williams already has a big hit against the Bravehearts with that home run with 2 strikes in the 9th inning on the road. That's fouled back 1-1. So let's see if he can do it again here in the 7th, down by 1.
Especially on deck is Schoenfeld, who has reached base 3 times tonight. A walk, a single, and a hit by pitch.
The right-hander Pomeroy stands in looking for the sign. Does not find one he likes. Asks his catcher Nick Berry to go through the signs again. And still does not find one. Now calls him out to talk with him. Trying to get on the same page with a 1-1 count and 2 runners on.
Well, that's the main thing. I know people might not like it, especially we see a lot in Major League Baseball, but you have to make sure that you know what is coming from your catcher. So talk it out, especially in a big situation like this. Don't want any miscues.
Well, you want to make sure you're on the same page. One and 1 the count on Williams. It looks like Pomeroy and Berry are now on the same page. The right-hander sets at the chest and now delivers. Foul left side out of play, 1-2.
And we just learned Miguel Sano is going to the finals, defeating Gary Sanchez.
Gee, you have a knack for these things. You always seem to get at least one person in the finals right every single year. I don't know how you do it.
I know things.
You Sano things. 1-2, line right at first, and they're going to double up Gonzalez. So a line drive right at the first baseman. Gonzalez strayed way too far off. So a double play, the line drive, ends the 7th. 5-4 game as we take this game to the 8th inning at Muzzy Field. The Blues trail the Bravehearts on the beat, the Bristol Blues Broadcast Network.
Do you have questions about your retirement? Ameriprise Private Wealth Advisor Christopher Fry can help. With the exclusive Confident Retirement approach, you'll work together to develop a retirement roadmap to get you where you want to go. Call Christopher today at 860-621-5657. His office is located at 100 Queen Street in Southington. The Confident Retirement approach is not a guarantee of future financial results. Investment advisory products and services are made available through Ameriprise Financial Services, Inc., a registered investment advisor. Go to bristolbeat.com ads directory keyword retirement.
We go to the top of the 8th inning here at Muzzy Field. Blues trail by 1, 5-4 against the Worcester Bravehearts.
Attention Blues fans, come to Muzzy Field this Saturday, July 15th, and Sunday, July 16th for the Food Truck Fest. Enjoy all the food and drinks with lots of activities and entertainment. The most important thing about that weekend, admission is free. That's right, free. We're not joking. See you there at 11 a.m.
New pitcher for the Blues. It'll be the most often used as a shortstop, but sometimes as a pitcher. Right-hander Jake Frasca goes to Sacred Heart University, native of Darien, Connecticut. Will make his 5th pitching appearance of the season. Has a 7.71 earned run average in 4 2/3 innings. Has picked up 1 save, 11 strikeouts in 4 2/3. 4 walks and 3 hits. His last pitching appearance came on July 8th right here against the Dirt Dogs. Did not pitch well in that game. Went 2/3 of an inning, allowed 2 runs to score on 2 hits, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. We have seen him pitch well, though, here at Muzzy Field. That his best pitching appearance of the season came June 23rd against the Sharks. Went 2 scoreless innings, walked just 1, and struck out 5 of the 7 batters he faced while picking up the save. This will be his first pitching appearance of the year against the Bravehearts.
And 4th pitcher tonight for the Blues. First it was Malachi Edmond who got the start, followed by Joel Torres, Keith Grant, as Rick just mentioned, Jake Frasca. So not playing tonight in the field, but on the mound. And tomorrow will represent the Futures League team against Team USA.
He'll face some tough hitters in the 8th inning. Joe Keiko, Pat DeMarco, and Rafael Bornegal.
5, 6, and 7 hitters. And Keiko has reached base 4 times, 2 walks, a single, a stolen base, and a hit by pitch in the 5th.
Righty-lefty matchup. Frasca deals. Breaking ball just must have missed the outside corner, 1-0.
But right now the difference in the game a couple innings ago was that two-run single by DeMarco.
1-0, broken bat. Foul left side, and Keiko left with just a twig in his hand.
That two-run single by DeMarco tied the game in the 6th. And then, of course, the RBI by Kocinski gave the Bravehearts the lead in the 7th, 5-4, which is the same score as we stand here right now.
Keiko gets some new lumber, and he makes his way over to the batter's box with the count even 1-1 against the righty Jake Frasca, who takes over in the 8th. 5 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Bravehearts. 4 runs, 7 hits, 3 errors for the Blues. Frasca with a long pause in mid-delivery in the count 2-1.
We've been seeing that a lot, though, throughout this season. While the pauses on the mound by these pitchers tries to wreck the rhythm of the hitter at the plate, catch him off guard a little bit.
Frasca's done that a lot, too.
He has.
Well, I bet this one's quick. Yep, 2-1, breaking ball, strike 2-2.
Keiko questioned the call a little bit there. Now the count's 2-2 on one of the best hitters in the league.
2-2 the count on the powerful lefty Keiko. Frasca sets at the belt. Now delivers the 2-2. Breaking ball down low and in. Full 3-2.
And on deck, Pat DeMarco. Again, that big single with 2 outs in the 6th. Tie the game up.
3-2. Jammed him. Bloops one into right field. Tamosa out in shallow right. Makes the catch for the first out of the 8th inning. And for the first time tonight, Keiko was retired.
And DeMarco has reached base 3 out of 4 times. The walk in the 1st. The error by Gonzalez in the 3rd. The strikeout in the 5th. And then, as we said, the single in the 6th.
DeMarco, a right-handed hitter. Frasca deals. Swing and a miss. A fastball diving down and in. The count 0-1.
Those 2 RBIs by DeMarco were his 5th and 6th on the season for the Bravehearts.
Breaking ball bends inside. DeMarco had to lean out of the way.
Someone is warming up right now for the Bravehearts, so we do expect a pitching change in the bottom of the 8th.
Pitch in the dirt, 2-1.
So that might have been all from Pomeroy just to come in that inning and get out of it.
Maybe it's Tyler Lone Star.
Maybe.
2-1 the count on DeMarco. Frasca deals. Fastball foul back.
Oh, that ball,
still
look at that.
2-2.
Right there.
Right for the net?
Yeah, right for the fan to grab.
Wow. You have nets extending far down the lines here. And that was one came right behind the plate and through the net. Rare that we see that. First time we've seen that all summer. A long pause by Frasca. And DeMarco wasn't fooled by it. He fouled it back. Still 2-2.
Almost like Dice K, what he used to do for the Red Sox.
That was a very long pause.
Yeah.
Two and two the count on DeMarco. The righty deals. Breaking ball hit on the ground slowly towards short. Blaylock comes in. He will not make the throw. So Frasca kept him on the ground, but it was slow enough for DeMarco to beat that out, and Blaylock smartly did not throw it and potentially throw it away and allow DeMarco to run around the bases. So runner at first, 1 out on the infield single, 10th hit of the game for the Bravehearts, and that'll bring up Rafael Bernagal.
Yeah, you knew once that ball got over Frasca's head, almost pretty much no chance to get DeMarco over there at first. So now he reaches.
Pitch outside to Bernagal, 1-0.
Those are always the toughest plays. 'Cause the only play that could really be made is if the pitcher snags it. Otherwise, most of the time, those runners will always be safe at first.
And Frasca, who obviously we've seen mostly at short this season, definitely wanted to go after that. 1-0 hit on the ground to short. Blaylock goes to second for the force. And that's all they get. Had to wait range wide in the hole to get that ball. And did a nice job getting the lead runner. So runner on first, 2 out as Bernagal replaces DeMarco at first. That'll bring up the catcher, Nick Berry, who was struck out 3 times tonight.
Now trying to avoid the golden sombrero. We'll see if Frasca could get him out here, as the Bravehearts are 6 outs away from victory here at Muzzy.
Berry 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts and a ground out. Fastball high, and the count 1-0.
But for the Blues, though, this is nothing for them. They're used to this.
1 run late inning against the Bravehearts. I feel like the Blues kind of feel like they have them where they want them.
Oh, right, especially with the Bravehearts, yeah.
Frasca sets at the belt and delivers the 1-0. Hit on the ground to second. Tomosa on a couple hops. Throws out the Bravehearts catcher. And we're through 7.5 here at Muzzy Field. 5-4 Bravehearts lead it as the Blues will come to bat in the bottom of the 8th, down by 1 on the beat. The Bristol Blues Broadcast Network.
The CV Mason Insurance Agency is a local, family-owned, independent insurance agency whose goal is to provide you with the best possible coverage at the best possible price. Their fully licensed staff will provide you the customer service you deserve. CV Mason, 254 Main Street, Bristol, insuring families and businesses since 1883. So rest assured, they aren't going anywhere. 860-583-4127. Online at cvmasoninsurance.com. CV Mason, there when you need them.
We're back on the beat, the Bristol Blues Broadcast Network. To the bottom of the 8th inning we go, with the Blues trailing the Bravehearts 5-4.
The beat and Bristol Blues baseball would like to take you and 3 others out to the all-ball game. Listen to every Blues home game on the beat. Bristol's Rock Mix. Throughout the broadcast, we will give out the Blues Player of the Game. Then you must head over to the Beat's website, bristolbeat.com, or Facebook page. Look for the Beat Blues Enter to Win form. All correct entries have a chance to win family 4-packs of tickets to an upcoming home game at Muzzy Field. Each ticket comes with a first round of snacks on us. Tonight's player of the game is Kyle Pileski, who is due up second this inning for the Blues. Listen for the player of the game to win only on the Beat, the official broadcasters of Bristol Blues baseball.
New pitcher for the Bravehearts will be the right-hander Cody Larson, native of Bingham, Maine. He goes to the University of Maine.
The Bears.
2-3 record on the season, 3.17 ERA in 11 games, all in relief, has picked up 1 save. 17 innings pitched. Check out these strikeout numbers, 30 strikeouts and just 5 walks, and 17 hits allowed. So big strikeout pitcher comes into the game for the Bravehearts. He last pitched on July 7th. Went 2/3 an inning against the Silver Knights, allowed a hit, a walk, and struck out 2. He's made 1 appearance on the season against the Blues. That came at Worcester on June 11th. Got tagged for the loss in that game. That was the Mitch Williams game, when an inning and 2/3 gave up 3 runs, all earned on 3 hits and 4 strikeouts.
So it looks like Mr. Pine is going through everyone in that bullpen to try to get those last 6 outs.
Bottom of the 3rd of the order due up for the Blues, Jeff Shanefield, Kyle Pileski, and Nick Roy. And if you're looking for a rally, Shanefield might be the guy. He's been on base all 3 times tonight, with a walk in the 2nd, a single in the 4th, and was hit by a pitch in the 6th.
And both teams have used 4 pitchers. 4 for the Blues, and now 4 for the Bravehearts. Willis, Hall, Pomeroy, and now Larson.
Righty-righty matchup. And Larson deals. Fastball outside corner, 0-1. So those are pretty impressive strikeout numbers. 30 strikeouts in 17 innings. 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball popped up, foul behind the plate and over our heads. 0-2.
Definitely has the full trust in Pine coming in the game, throwing strikes, striking people out. There is someone as well just loosening up in the bullpen for the Bravehearts.
Larson deals the 0-2. Fastball down and away 1-2.
Especially that's the last thing you want to be down. 2 strikes with this guy on the mound.
Shane fell down on the count 1-2, trying to work his way on base in the 8th. Breaking ball popped up foul behind the plate and again over our heads. And the count's still 1-2.
And the man that we thought was going to come into the game at some point tonight is warming up for the Blues right now, Jacob Wallace.
No Tommy Curtin, as we said earlier, after pitching back-to-back games. Picked up the save in both of those games. 1-2, that's down low, 2-2.
So good eye by Shane Felt, works the count back to 2-2.
Third reliever of the game for the Bravehearts. R.J. Hall, Kendall Pomeroy, and now Larson. And Shane Felt fouls that one back into the screen, still 2-2.
Making them work for that last third strike. Guess I'm bringing that cell phone over here.
He's giving us home run derby updates, and they're fantastic. 2-2 pitch on the outside corner, strike 3. As Shane Felt goes down looking. First time he's been retired tonight. And that'll bring up the player of the game, Kyle Pileski.
Yeah, on the night, 0 for 3. Flew out to Johnson in the 2nd and the 4th, and struck out in the 6th.
So another final has just been posted here in the FCBL. The Rocks beat the Sharks 9-7 as Pileski takes low ball 1.
So that's 38 points for them now?
Yes, so they are still out in front of that Eastern Division. 1-0, fastball outside 2-0. Well, regardless of whether the Blues win or lose this game, tomorrow on the road against the Dirt Dogs, it's going to be a battle for first place. Fastball high and away to Pileski, 3-0.
Now, last time we checked, not sure who will start for the Dirt Dogs, but going back to who's going to be throwing for the Blues, Ross Weiner.
So if the Blues win this game, the Dirt Dogs and Blues will be tied atop the Western Division. 3-0 is a strike to Pileski, 3-1. If they go ahead.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
If they lose this game, the Blues will go into tomorrow's game with a chance, if they win, to still be tied. So still a battle for first place as Pileski swings and misses 3-2.
And definitely going to look for some length tomorrow of Weiner, especially with Michael Gennaro earlier in the second when he joined us, 2 games against the same Bravehearts on Wednesday.
3-2, foul back, still 3-2.
So they're making up a game from earlier this season, and we'll play, of course, the originally scheduled one on Wednesday before the Blues come back here on Thursday against the Suns.
And not only that, not only because it's a doubleheader on Wednesday, but as Pileski works a walk, a nice at-bat by Pileski there as he reaches base for the first time tonight. He's on with 1 out, and he represents the tying run. And that'll bring up Nick Roy. And we're going to have a pinch runner. Pileski comes out of the game, and Chris Davis enters the pinch run, and you have to think he's going to have the green light.
15 stolen bases on the season, looking for number 16. We always see him go early in the counts, and especially with Nick Roy at the plate, get Davis into scoring position. So great decision by Palmer using his weapon right here.
Perfect spot for Davis. If he's not playing to start the game, this is the guy you call him the pinch run as Roy pops one in the air toward right center. Johnson under it, and he makes the catch for the second out. So Davis at first with 2 out, and then we go back to the top of the order, and Mark Tomosa.
And Tomosa has reached base 3 times tonight, singled and scored a run in the 3rd, walked in the 5th, and singled in the 6th. Now with 2 outs here, I think you got to be aggressive and go right away and give an opportunity for Tomosa to drive in a run and tie this game back at 5.
I wonder if the Bravehearts thinking the same way and maybe pitch out here. Runner goes, pitches inside, throw to second is late. Davis in under the tag. So he steals second, and he's the tying run with 2 outs in the 8th.
Number 16 on the season for Chris Davis. Not the best jump in the world, but with his speed, he makes up for it and gets into scoring position now with 2 outs. Exactly what he had to do.
And the pitch was a fastball high. Was not a pitch out, but it was a good pitch for Barry to try to throw on. The throw wasn't horrible, but it had to be perfect to get Davis, and it was not. It was in the dirt and just to the shortstop side of second base. So Davis on second, 1-0 count on Tomosa, and that's fouled back 1-1.
Now, of course, you won't see it here because there's 2 outs, but if there was ever 1 out, let's say, I bet he would go to third.
I could see it, try to score on an out.
But you can't do it now because you don't want to make the last third out at third.
Well, base hit to the outfield is going to score him anyway.
Oh, yeah,
so no
speed.
sense for him to try to go. 1-1 the count. Tomosa takes a fastball on the outside corner, 1-2.
The Blues once again looking to rally here at Muzzy and at least tie the game here in the 8th with 2 outs, runner on second, down by 1.
Against a tough pitcher in Larson, who came into this game with 30 strikeouts and 17 innings pitched, has 1 strikeout already in this inning, and now just got his second as he got Tomosi to chase a high fastball. And the Blues strand a runner on second. We're through 8 at Muzzy Field with the Blues trailing by 1 against the Bravehearts, 5-4, as we head to the 9th on the beat, the Bristol Blues Broadcast Network.
Sometimes we make mistakes in our lives, and you may require a bail bondsman. Joe from Fernari Bail Bonds will bond you out with fast, professional service. He'll treat you with the respect and dignity you deserve. No bond is too big or too small. Give Fernari Bail Bonds a call, and Joe will get you through your most difficult situation. Joe is not only your bail bondsman, he's also your friend. Attorney referrals are available. Call Fernari Bail Bondsman at 860-919-3129. Payment plans are available, and all major credit cards are accepted. Joe's the man to get you out of a jam. Go to bristolbeat.com's ad directory, search keyword bail bonds.
We go to